My thing is always freezing at the start of the stream. Welcome back, people. We have some good news today pertaining the Jamaican Reggae Boyz and 1 second, people. Yo, my stream always does this early on. I don't know why. Let me see if we can get this right. Okay, people, welcome back. Welcome back to another live stream, people. Welcome back to another live stream. Welcome back to Sports Prophecy TV. Big up everybody in the comment section. And just as you can see by the topic, King Blocks, big up yourself, my boss. We're going to dive right into it today and just basically give you guys some really good news and some updates on, well, it's good and not so good news, as we know, but it's a good place. No, it's just for the coach to just come in and take this thing over the line and let's just get the job done. But as for Macy Greenwood, people, and we have Omari Hutchinson and we have Reese Nelson. Reese Nelson, he's on the move. Potentially, he should be going to West Ham based on what I'm reading in the media space. The player, but Reese Nelson is still posting Arsenal stuff on his Instagram. So I don't know if he just still wants to stick around at Arsenal. I think it's the best thing for him to just make the move and just finally just get it over the top and get to play some football. I don't believe sitting at a major club on the bench is better than playing some football. I know this is not a part of the show today, but I think the youngster Campbell, he got some playing time for Randers FC in Denmark today. Had a really good game. I think that player has a lot to look forward to. He showed some really good signs that he can be an effective player out there for that team. So that's the player there. But we're going to touch on Sterling, as I saw Sterling in the game yesterday versus Manchester United. He played the right back position. He played at the right back position yesterday for Hearts. And the player looks in really good shape, people. The player looks really in really good shape. Just remember, as soon as you enter the stream, folks, just hit the like button and let's get the show on the road. Let's not get the show hung up on like button. Let's just get it moving right away in the right direction. And we want to big up everybody who has joined the stream today and everybody who has been contributing to the growth of this channel. Big up yourself, Big Deagle Leng, enough respect, done in the place. Young Cryptic, Jerome 876, AJ, big up yourself, and Upbeat, big up yourself, my boss. Ames, you know the thing, one aim, one desire, one Jamaica, winnings, big up yourself, Nitro. Yes, I saw Dujan Sterling yesterday, people, in a full game for a long time, and he played the right back position. The player looks really strong, really fit, really healthy. I think he's not, let me know, people, I don't think he's the solution though for the defensive midfield position. No, I think he can come in for Wes Harding. Based on what I saw with Wes Harding, I think Dujan Sterling should be a sure bet for Jamaica as a backup at the right back position. Big up yourself, Lee. Big up yourself, One Love. He looked really good yesterday at the right back position. To be honest, I know Dexter Lambekisa is our best right back. I know Dexter Lambekisa is our best right back, people. But looking at this Dujan Sterling yesterday, I wouldn't be surprised if Dujan Sterling comes into this team and competes with Dexter Lambekisa at the right back position. He looked really good in that game yesterday, people. He looked really good in that game yesterday. Oh my god, I hate when my stream does this. Let me just we have to solve this. Yes, he looks really good yesterday, and I think he can come in and compete at the right back position for Jamaica. Some would say though Dexter Lambekisa. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. Some would say that Dexter Lambekisa is the man for that position, but looking at Dujan Sterling yesterday, I thought he is the man. No, with the with the defensive midfield role, people, I've been scouring the internet. I've been scouring the teams in England, and I've yet to come across any player who can come in for Jamaica. Reggae Boy Central, if you have any players that you think can come in for Jamaica, please let us know. I got the name of a few players last night, and I got the name of a few players last night. There was this one player at Norwich, but I am not sure he will make it in time for the next window for Jamaica. I am not sure about that, people. I'm not sure he can make it for the next window. But Dujan Sterling, people, I don't think he's the answer, though. Still don't think he's the answer for that defensive midfield role. Dandan says Tyrese Hall. I don't know much about the player. Marlon, I said, agree. You needed more than one player. Yet we are very, very thin at that defensive midfield role. People, please hit the like button on the video. Let's get this thing up to over 50 immediately. Big up yourself, Richie Roy, as thank you for joining us today. Jonathan Rowe, that's his name. Young Cryptic. Jonathan Rowe, that's his name. That's the player I was looking at Norwich. He looks like a really good player. I don't know if he has been contacted. Jonathan Russell, he was in Thailand over the preseason where he went to do some Thai boxing to just get his fitness and his aggression up. But let's see if the new head coach is going to um, look at any of these players from the old squad for that defensive midfield role. As we are looking at a ball position head coach for Jamaica going forward, we're looking at a ball position head coach. So I'm expecting the coach to go with one of those players. Jonathan Rowe was in Jamaica as well, says Nitro. He is our best bet right now. I don't see anybody else can really come in right now and take up that role. We just don't have the players. I've been looking, I've been scouring the internet. I've been basically scouring the internet, people. I've been scouring the internet and I don't see any player. Up Marcus Garvey, I don't see any player out there that can take up that position. So Jamaica is still quite thin at the defensive midfield position. And the new head coach, this is going to be his first headache because this head coach, I know this head coach wants to put the ball on the ground and he wants to play. I'll name all the CDMs I know. Please go ahead, Reggae Boyz Central, and name the CDMs that you know. But as of right now, I can't think about any CDMs, and I don't see Dujan Sterling after watching him yesterday for Hearts playing at that right back position. I cannot see him coming in and playing that CDM role. However, the player is in really good shape. The player is in really, really good shape. And maybe the coach will think about having him there. No, Emil Smith Rowe. A lot of people has been asking me about the player. Big D Leng, you sent me something from the FIFA website that stated that players, if they get capped at a certain age, best of yourself, Brian Mightin, and remember to go over there, people, and check out Bomb Sports Media as he is doing some great interviews and some great content. Rowe, I don't think. Brandon Covers, no. Ian Campbell. I was looking at Brandon Covers, and know that Leicester City is back up in the Premier League. I'm gonna see if he gets even on the bench this season. That's the only way I think Brandon Covers gets a call up for Jamaica. If he gets on the bench for Leicester City this season, maybe in a FA Cup match, then Jamaica can think about him. The player is still playing in um, the Prem 2, so I don't see him coming in and affecting the game for Jamaica right now. However, in transition, whenever you're transitioning from one head coach to the other, there tends to be players who get lost in translation. And I'm hoping that Brandon Covers is not one of those players who gets lost in transition. And he might be one of those players because he hasn't really played a senior game for Jamaica other than when he came on in that game in Austria, and he came on as a right back in that game. So I don't expect the coach to basically bring him in and just have him starting at that position. And I love Brandon Covers as a player, but I'm not sure if CONCACAF won't be too physical for the player as where the CDM position is concerned. Reggae Boy Central says he has a few CDMs. So let me just put them up on the screen. He says Louis Baker, Michael Golden, Genario Johnson, Tyrese Hall, the future Genario Johnson, and one more surprise option you never heard. That's world class at his age. No, can any of these players break into the national team? Remember, guys, the head coach that will be coaching Jamaica, this is a head coach that's used to developing young talent, bringing in young talent at top Premier League club before. So I expect him to maybe look at some of these guys. And I expect the coach, I hope the coach try to get some of these youngsters in for some friendly games. I hope he gets some of these players in for some friendly games so we can basically take a look at them. Float Media, bless up yourself. I hope Flatal Fair say we have enough CDM option, adjust whoever picking the team. I don't think we have too many CDM options, to be honest to you. I don't think we have too many CDM options. Their Flatal Fair. If you know something I don't know, please educate us, and we will be endorsing those players. So JT, know the JFF, this head coach, what is man? No man, the head coach is settled. I told you guys the only thing that's holding back the announcement, as far as my knowledge is concerned, is the backroom staff. The backroom staff, guys, as you know, Jamaica tends to go with a thin backroom staff, and this kind of head coach that the JFF is looking at, these kind of head coach cannot coach without a fluent backroom staff, and so that's where I think the holdup is right now. The backroom staff. I keep telling you guys, Vibes Addict, who's the new coach, the backroom staff. Because when you bring a top coach who coach in the Premier League and those top leagues, Syria, La Liga, Bundesliga, those coaches are not leaving their backroom staff behind. It's just they're not going to leave their backroom staff behind. And that's where the JFF. But JT, you said Dutch French coach Ali is Norwegian. You know, guys, so let me just say this. This coach has done some work in the Premier League, and this coach has done some major work in the Premier League. He's not just a coach who just walked around the Premier League. He might not be the name that you guys are expecting, but I expect the fans to basically be excited about this head coach. Remember to hit the like button on the video, people, as this helps to get the visibility of the video out. Travis Peso, Chris Smith, Owen, Please hit the like button on the video, guys. Let's get the show in the right direction. Big up everybody who went to church today. Big up yourself if you're living a double life. Big up yourself if you're a backslider and you went to church today thinking that would help your case to go to heaven. Thank you for joining the stream. Good luck. Hope we all make it to heaven. Today I was on the beach with my daughter, and it was a good vibes. Lot of potential on the beach there today. So I should be visiting the beach every weekend until the weather crashes out. Miles Lewis Skelly would be one up, up, up. Yes. So guys, I think this is what's gonna be a headache. K. Roy Anderson. I don't think K. Roy Anderson is going to be the starting. I don't think. Maybe there is no sound on your system. There, Michael Montgomery, but I think everybody else is hearing. Maybe you should just take a look at your hearing aid or take a look at your device. Yo, JT, you would have been a rotted pastor, you know. Yes, I think I probably would be a good pastor. But since I don't like to ask for super chats, I wouldn't be a good pastor in the sense passing around the offering plate, and I probably would have to get the deacons on top of that. So one love say Oli Solskjaer will be. People might think with Oli Solskjaer is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is, I think he's a defensive coach. Listen, I'm a Liverpool fan, and I'm not being biased of being a Liverpool fan. I love exciting football. I love exciting football, guys. And I don't want to have another head coach that comes in and just give us a rotted headache, as the commenter used the word. I'm only paraphrasing there. When the new coach comes in, I go set up. One thing that I know, guys, I want to give you guys a hint about the new JT. How you sound like a robot, so yo, all right. So like a robot today, Jaja. Well, today we have a lot of different people watching the stream. So pardon me if I'm a bit robotic today in my approach. Yo, January, bro, you tripped me out, Owen. Maybe I'm too robotic. Yes, I need to free up. JT, we don't want Dunswell around the coach. Well, unfortunately, Dunswell will be around the coach as he's the technical director. One thing that I can tell you that Dunswell won't be telling this coach what to do. I don't think Dunswell has the capability to talk to this coach, a man who has developed a world-class player. This man has developed world-class players in the past. So I don't think Dunswell would be able to talk to this coach. I would personally like to see Johnson and Hall in the senior team, says Ian Campbell, because if we don't use them now, we are going to lose them. No, there's a few players that I have on a list here that I will be releasing. But people, I'm trying to work out how to do a animated video aims. Maybe you can help me with that, where I could break down, use some tactical, give you guys some hints of this coach's coaching style, and where he's coaching now. Let's say the coach is from Europe/United Kingdom, but the coach is not coaching in the United Kingdom currently. The coach is currently not coaching in the United Kingdom, but he is from that region. No, if we go Dutch, let's talk about Dujan Sterling. I don't want the show to get off the rails with the coach, but as I said, if we go Dutch, I'm not sure I'm excited about the total football for Jamaica. Because the total football, as you saw in the Euros, it's a very open style of football. The total football is a very open style of football. And what it does is you create a lot of opportunities, but you give up a lot of chances, and we don't want that happening. Dujan Sterling, people, let me know if Dujan Sterling, yes, Chris Smith, he's a big baller. He's a real big baller, but he's not the answer at the CDM position. I would, though, however, take a Dujan Sterling anytime over a Damian Lowe in that position. I genuinely would do so, as I think he is a way better ball handler. So I would take him over a Damian Lowe in that position. Thank you, people, for joining us again on Sports Prophecy. Remember to hit the like button. And we're moving along nicely. We're going to head over to the next topic and discuss Reece Nelson. Reece Nelson is in talks with West Ham. West Ham, as you know, is trying to change that style of play that they had under Moyes, where it was very defensive. It was very defensive. It was very let me just send the link to Cataract because we're moving here speedily along. So we don't want the show to done before Cataract get the link for the show. No, David Moyes, to me, he's similar to the holograms, where they are very defensive, very defensive. And I don't want those kind of defensive head coaches nowhere around this Reggae Boy setup. I can't handle it, and I don't want to deal with it. I need a front foot coach. Reece Nelson is a front foot player. No, let me give you some more updates on Reece Nelson. It said that I know that the last time I checked, the powers at be that used to handle the passport and the citizenship for the players, they are not the ones who are handling Reece Nelson's documentation. The last time I checked, it was Reece Nelson's brother who is the one handling. I just sent you the link there, Cataract. I heard that it's Reece Nelson's brother is the one that's handling his documentation. So that should be moving along speedily. Hopefully, there is no saturation or no friction inside of the process there. But he's a player that has stated clearly that Jamaica is his next move. No, I always get a bit concerned when you have a top player like Reece Nelson who is now going to a West Ham, and he's going to be, let's say he goes there for, I don't know the number that they stated that Reece Nelson could make a move for, but let's say he goes there for 50 million. I think he would be an out and out starter, and so hence he would be getting a lot of playing time. And would that basically make him reconsider playing for Jamaica? That's up in the air. Cataract, you have missed the first topic on Dujan Sterling. You can just catch that one back again in the extra time session. Reece Nelson Cataract is set to be on the move. He's a front foot player. The type of coach that we should be getting is a front foot coach, Cataract. Is this move for Reece Nelson the best move? Or do you think that what club do you think would more? I think he fits the Newcastle type of playing style, that fast-paced transition football. But you probably have another way of looking at it with Reece Nelson Cataract.
Good afternoon, JD. Good afternoon to all the viewers, subscribers, the listeners, those who are catching it on the what back. I've been drinking some Irish coffee.
You sound low, Cataract.
I sound low.
All right, now you sound, when you moved away, I guess you moved away.
Oh, I guess I moved away. I moved away to have a sip of my Irish coffee. Single malt Irish Scotch. One of the best things. So firstly, I didn't need to participate in the first topic. Dujan Sterling is not a CDM. I don't even want to entertain the thought of that. So I have one line on that. No Sterling at CDM. Good. For Reece Nelson, the London boy, and so those players tend to like to stay in London. So I see a move to West Ham would stay within his comfort zone. A lot of time it's not so much about the style of play, but about where you end up moving to and whether your family
It's comfortable.
is comfortable with that move. I can tell you, I know for Anthony Grant, he has had a few offers very north, and he's like, I'm not rather retire than move away from my young son. Because normally,
Cataract,
unless
you
it's
can adjust
the
the
fan of the
fan.
problem. All right.
No, it's just blowing in your microphone.
Give me a second.
Let me just read some comments. Let me read some comments here from this one is from Chris Smith. We got 10 love and 9 and 6. Some still are talking about local players. Better give thanks for the players in England. Um, I hope they understand after watching what took place the other night that it's not. But I think the JFF has basically released the valve when it comes on to the senior men's team. I don't think they are holding up any traffic there. And the last time I checked with JFF officials, they stated that the recruitment for the men's national team, all of that will be left up to the head coach. They want the head coach to pick the best players that suits his playing style. So I don't know. There's no quota system at the senior level there, and I strongly believe that. And I don't think they had any reason to lie to me there. We know about the quota system at the youth level, but that discussion is for another day. Please hit the like button on the video, people. Let's get the video to 100 likes as soon as you enter the chat. Everybody, let's hit the like button. Thank you for watching. Anywhere you're watching, if you're watching in the United States, I know a good 70% of the people who watch this channel is in the United States and Canada. Thank you for joining us if you're over there in Canada. If you're in Jamaica, wherever you are in Jamaica, if you're in the United Kingdom, thank you for tuning in to Sports Prophecy TV for another show this Sunday afternoon. Cataract, you can continue there.
Right. I'm saying that a lot of times it's, especially when players have young families, unless it's a long-term deal, like a 3-year or a 4-year deal, if it's a 1 or 2-year deal, you don't uproot your family, you uproot your young kids from their schooling. Some of them, the kids may be in primary. Most of the kids are in primary school because most of the players are under 30, and therefore, at best the child is at maximum 12-year-old if they had a kid at 18. But so that tends to play a lot in there, personal terms. But my understanding is that West Ham would have to sell a player. They are lining up to sell a player. One of their squad players, I think it's Downs is his name, for 18 million to make room for this deal. No, the general sentiment is that Reece Nelson is just not good enough to be at West Ham. He is about
at West Ham or Arsenal.
At Arsenal. They say he's about 2 steps or 2 levels below Saka, meaning there's a visible difference between him and Saka when he goes into that right wing role. But we know that Saka is an elite player. And the feeling is that for a top 3 club, he would have significant bench time, and he cannot and has not challenged Bukayo Saka place in the squad. But they say at a solid Europa League team, that's the teams between, I think, 5, 6, 7, 8 conference team, he would be a starter automatically. And over the time, I know Crystal Palace, who have been trying to move up into those UEFA League places, have had an eye on both himself and Emile Smith-Rowe to make a double soup for the Arsenal players. Crystal Palace has an appetite of taking players from London. If Chelsea, they tend to raid Chelsea a lot because it's south of the river, and it's just a quick step from southwest down to further south. And so we see how that goes. But for West Ham, I think he would who would he be challenging? Have we looked at
I
that?
can't think of. I think if they pay that much money for him at West Ham, I don't think Reece Nelson goes to West Ham and sits on the bench.
No, I don't.
No,
I don't think you go and sit on the bench. But what I believe though is that you would have to show, because if you look at Samaka, when Samaka came in, he came in all heralded to support to take the starting slot from Mikel Antonio, and then after a run of games, my man was on the bench and then on his way back to Italy, right? But I Luis Guilherme, 18-year-old Brazilian, Jared Bowen. It's going to be kind of hard to dislodge Jared Bowen. Jared Bowen is a top.
but I don't see Jared Bowen as an out and out winger, you know. Based on that was on in the Davis in under Moyes. Jared Bowen to me was a utility player in the front three. I felt like they used him and Mikel Antonio in a way where he can make the decision to come inside or he can go out wide. And Mikel Antonio does most that hustling and bustling. No, if the new head coach comes in and says, I want to start out and out wingers, I think Jared Bowen moves inside and Reece Nelson holds up that right hand side, because I don't think you're bringing a Reece Nelson for 50, 60 million and put him on the bench. That's unheard of. That's until Reece Nelson plays and they see that maybe he's not the man. Then he slides to the bench. But Cataract, you as a manager, I don't think you would do that madness, bringing a player for 50 million to put on your bench.
No, I wouldn't bring a player for 50 million to put on the bench. But what I'm saying is the player who's there has 166 Premier League games, 43 goals, and 31 assists, a goal every 300 minutes. And that's up from, when he was in the championship, he was much more prolific. He had a goal every 189 minutes. So he's a proven goal scorer, right? Just be clear on that. He's a proven goal scorer. And I've looked at his statistics. He's not a utility player. He operates on the wing. Could he operate on the left wing? Maybe. I don't know. But he's an English international. So you're going to put an English international on the bench?
No, I think he starts. I think Jared Bowen starts, Cataract, but I think they tweak the formation because I think he would have been, because is Mikel Antonio staying at West Ham?
Well, there's been I have not heard any transfer rumors.
Yeah, let me know in the comment section, Nitro and Dandan and Chris Smith and Reggae Boy Essential, Gangster Talking. Let me know, guys. Have you heard anything? Is Mikel Antonio still at West Ham? Will Reece Nelson link up with a Mikel Antonio at West Ham? And I think if Reece Nelson ends up at West Ham with Mikel Antonio, he should be in the Jamaica squad very shortly, because Mikel Antonio has been playing that ambassador role in the EPL as far as getting these players to come and play for Jamaica.
So Jared Bowen has played 235 games as a right winger, 49 games as a center forward, and 14 as a striker. So call it about 63 games as a in some sort of striking position. But 235 games in your career as a right winger, that's his trade.
Yes.
I don't see him going anywhere else, except on that right wing. So I wonder, it's not a player that gets injured often either.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't think he might have been in every single game for West Ham last season.
He isn't, Whoa. So it's different than you bringing in a squad player, which is what Reece Nelson has been. So yeah, it's a bit of a tricky one.
A squad player coming to
tricky one. A good
Uh,
squad player, a good
yeah,
squad player, right? I'm not styling the man at all, but he has only played 49 Premier League games, you know, bro.
Nelson plays low sometimes, says Fatal Flair. I
So,
think in the Premier League, though, squad players cataract tends to come in around the 5 million mark.
no, man, you can pay 15 million for a squad player. Depends on the way you're getting them
No,
from.
no, when I'm
Remember,
talking about
Arsenal
50,
is a
50
Arsenal is a
million.
Champion League team, right?
Mm.
So those players carry a different value. Reece Nelson is not an international player. That's something that's hurt him. I'm telling you, that would have hurt his value, right? But
Mm.
you're talking about a player who's had 45 games, 49 games, not even 50 games in the Premier League, versus a player who's, as I said before, you had 235 games. I can't see the comment section, right? But
Left wing.
that's a rough one.
Yeah,
That's a rough
it's a
one.
tricky one because I know they want him at Crystal Palace, but they're saying he's swinging towards he's swinging
Because West
are you on
Ham
your
West Ham
laptop,
is more.
Cataract?
Sorry?
Are you on on your laptop?
Yeah, I'm on my laptop.
Okay, you have anything there on article or anything on Reece Nelson? Or I can you want me to do it?
No,
Just keep
the article, the articles and what I've gathered from the ultras I speak to, that's who I talk to, is that they'll be happy to have Reece Nelson at West Ham, 100%. They would be, but they think he's a lot of money for a squad player because they think he's gonna come in and be in the squad, you know. But they also say that their failing is that they have not built up a robust enough squad to compete in both Europe and the Premier League. So they think you could see him on the European nights in the the group stages. But
yeah.
they're the persons who point out to me, you have a bro, that's like 5 times the amount of games in the Premier League. And Jarrett Bowen is 27, and Reece is 24. So it's not Jarrett Bowen is at his peak. His peak.
Yeah.
So I don't see him unseating, and he also Reece Nelson is also, I mean, that's what he does, is right wing. Don't do anything else.
Let's look at this article here. Reece Nelson is the center of transfer battle. Crystal Palace, who this is from Talk Sports, and this is very credible in the United Kingdom. Crystal Palace, who are looking to bring in replacement for Mikel Oloisi, who left for Bayern Munich earlier this month, are also interested in ex-England U21 international. The 24-year-old has struggled to maintain regular minutes in Mikel Arteta's side, but is contracted until 2027. Remember, he got an extension last season. West Ham have also agreed a deal with Nice what? Nice for defender Jean Clear. The deal is a loan with an option to buy for 27 million, although Jane is also attracting interest elsewhere. Juventus is currently the front runners for the signature, blah, blah, blah. Syria, Manu wanted to see more on Reece Nelson, has signed there. Yeah, so they just gave you an update there on Reece Nelson, but it seems like they are interested in the player at over there in West Ham. But Crystal Palace as well. Crystal Palace is in the running there, Cataract, for the player.
Crystal Palace has money. Crystal
Yeah,
Palace has money, and they're likely to get some more money if they sell Gehi. And there's a lot of interest, I think, like a Newcastle and Brighton, some other clubs in Mark Gehi.
yeah. Mirak said Jean Claire is a good pickup. Owen said, what's this I'm hearing about Smith Rowe can still? Yes, Big League Len sent me something from the FIFA website that I think what I was getting from it that if a player represent another country at the youth level or something, if they wait a few more years, they can
My done.
then change to represent another country. I can't confirm to you, America. You have to talk to Big D
My,
Leng,
I tell you,
aka Squad Hawk, on that one.
aka Nana Sense, right? Jamaica will be banned from international football. Take your an eye off of Emil Smith Rowe. He will forever regret those 10 minutes that he played, but it was a full international. You understand?
Big League Len
Full
said
international,
3 years.
brother. Oh my God! This is not a youth game that he played. He played in a qualifier.
Yeah, but he said Marak said he got his cap after 21.
After he was 21, yes.
He said so Devon Porter have no sense. So I guess Big Deal and is saying his source is Devon Porter on that. I have to do some more digging, people, with the Emil Smith Rowe
Where
thing there, to give you guys. So people,
come on, guess you.
not much to talk about there as far as Reese Nelson.
No, I think there's a lot because this is if Reese is going to try. So he has played 54 games in his career as a left winger, right? So this is it. Is he going to transform himself into a left winger, or is he going to challenge Jarrett on the right? Are they going to move Jarrett Bowen inside as a centre forward? Jarrett has played as a centre forward. Same as what Jamal Lowe has done in the championship, where he plays as the number 9. But a small centre forward like Michael Owen, different kind of centre forward. So that would be very interesting. But what it means for Jamaica is if he goes somewhere and starts to ride the pine,
it's probably
going to be good for us.
It's not
right?
going to go. I think we're at a critical stage right now with Reese Nelson where they say, JT, you should stop saying we need to cap the players on YouTube. I don't know how I need to say it. Well, we need to get Reese Nelson to play for Jamaica before he starts playing well.
Yeah, we need to put a cap. We need to give a Bob Marley cap, one New York Knicks cap, one I Love Jamaica cap. Yeah, whole heap of cap we need to give him. Oh, there's some man that going like, yo, bro, we never say I will get a comment, right? But the YouTube police, so go ahead.
Yeah. So I think now is the time for Reese Nelson. But as I said, the last time I heard,
I'm going to say something controversial. I believe Reese Nelson was overplayed his hand. Because I tell you who I would take over Reese Nelson based on their stats. It's Jonathan Rowe at Newcastle.
Let me adjust.
Not Newcastle, at Norwich. At Norwich City.
Just the coloring on this camera. Keep talking.
Right? No. You're bleached, man. There's still people say you're bleached and done, brother. You're a diva, the man after doing facial and them something before he come back. For a moment, Mary. Let me look at some comments. So Jonathan Rowe at Newcastle. Reese Nelson has only scored four Premier League goals. 4. He's not a prolific goal scorer, right? And what Jamaica for me is looking for is a prolific goal scorer. Dan, he has played an official match. He has played an official match. But remember, saying I have a sense of the big deal, and I'm being nice on here. You understand? Brother, go fool up next to your granny.
What's wrong with saying cap? Jamaica is not a big team that will cap the players and part them. Well, it came down to on the next topic that we're going to be discussing. But people, as we said, let me just let you remind everyone again, remember to hit the like button, team aggressive, big up yourself, Dan Ziza, big up yourself, my boss, Marcus Garvey, brain drain in the building.
Here may I ask you for you, Taylor.
Hey.
Get the FIFA rules. See if you can find it. I will look as well about cap. Because one thing we like it is big deal.
But we'll do that in the extra time. We're gonna do that in the
It's
extra
better
time.
to keep him out.
Let's do that in the 1 second cataract.
No.
So people with the Reese Nelson, as I said last time I checked, Reese Nelson seemed to be up for the Jamaica job. But and I said Reese Nelson would be perfect for this new head coach coming in. With a Leon Bailey out for Jamaica, Reese Nelson would be a player that I think would fit in very well. This a player would help us with ball retention, keeping the ball on the ground, and help Jamaica as far as ball position is concerned. But I think, as what Cataract says, I strongly agree. Reggae Boy Central, if he moves to West Ham and he starts playing well, this is where this is where the whole England start to creep back in. This is where England starts to lurk. But I can also confirm that the JFF has been making an effort to make sure they pin down these players who's been on the fringe and the players that we've been talking about. So let's see if we can get this one across the line. So people, you know this player right here, right? This player right here,
So
no.
you jump on without addressing the fact that he's only scored 4 goals in the Premier League.
Yeah, I think most people understand that's what's happening with Reece Nelson. He hasn't played. For me, I'm more concerned about
We're not
where he.
playing the goals. In the 50 games that he's played, he's only scored 4 goals.
Yeah, but I'm not concerned about that
Or you're not
because
concerned about
yeah,
that.
not
Okay.
concerned about that. As I'm not looking for Reece Nelson to come in as a goal scorer. If we get goals from him, um, yes, but I'm not looking for Reece Nelson to come in. But depends on how the coach is gonna play him as well. I'm gonna leave that up to the head coach. I'm more concerned about having quality players on the park for Jamaica. That's where my concern lies. No, people, this player here is a player that me and this player, me rate the player, but me and this player don't, as they would say, me and this player don't plant gungo line. Because I think he has been playing games with Jamaica. Omari Hutchinson, people. I don't know if you guys watch Omari Hutchins. As you know, Ipswich has moved up. They have, what is Ipswich has basically got promoted 2 seasons in a row into the League One to the Championship, straight up into the Prem under Kyron. What is this? Kyron. What is the coach name from Ipswich again? Cataract. People, what is the coach name at Ipswich, man? I just did a video on the coach the other day. I know his first name is Kyron. He was the assistant at
McKenna?
McKenna. Karen McKenna. He was the assistant at Manchester United under Jose. He was an assistant under Ralph Rangnick. Really good head coach. I think that's a guy who could also coach England, but he's not really probably up for the discussion. Omari Hutchinson, people, has been playing with the Jamaican flag on one of his cleats and the England flag on the other. People, tell me if I'm looking too deep into this, but that tells me a lot about how Omari Hutchinson is thinking. Because I understand that he's born in the United Kingdom, and I understand that he's Jamaican, but he's playing with the Jamaican flag on one of his cleats and the English flag on the other. I think Omari Hutchinson is sending a message. I think he's telling people that listen, it could go either way here. I think Omari Hutchinson, it's gonna depend on the head coach that comes in for Jamaica. The head coach needs to get this one over the line. But him, people, let me know if you think I'm buying too much into this with Omari Hutchinson playing with I know he's been doing that, but it's making more sense to me lately. It's more because I thought it was a one-time thing. I thought it was a thing where it seems now every cleats that he gets, because I saw an image with him training, and his training cleats had on the Jamaican flag and the English flag on the other. No, a lot of people would say, JT, member said the player just come out and he came out and wrapped himself with the Jamaican flag. I don't know, bro. I just think I still stick to my prophecy on that one. I think Omari Hutchinson has basically used Jamaica as kind of a leverage, as a bargaining chip. Not saying that Omari Hutchinson will never play for Jamaica, and I am not saying that he's gonna play for England. But when Omari Hutchinson came, let me give you guys an example of what happened, what went down when the under 20 was in camp in Jamaica. Omari Hutchinson came to Jamaica to play in the under 20, right? To play in the under 20. But Paul Hall took the player and had him training with the senior men's team. Based on my sources, Omari Hutchinson's parents wasn't happy about that. They thought that Paul Hall didn't stick to his agreement. Paul Hall had a lot to do with the recruitment, but he wasn't supposed to get capped. So they thought that Paul Hall wanted to cap the player, and so they told him not to do that. Another thing under Coach Jaime Hallgrimson, this, as I said, people, I'm not telling you facts now. I'm going off prophecy and just speculating. You see, I'm going on prophecy and speculation. I feel that Omari Hutchinson's experience for Jamaica has been part of him holding back. Remember, the first game Omari played for Jamaica, then pick up a nice 6-love versus Catalonia. Then his next two games, he had a decent game in Montego Bay on a terrible pitch. It was a terrible pitch, Dutchy Harry, in play upon Mobile United. Don't know, down in Mobile, I think it's Jacksall. Then he went into the National Stadium where he had probably his worst football game of his career. And Coach Jaime Hallgrimson kept him on the field for 90 minutes. The player was being booed by the Jamaican fans in the National Stadium in a friendly game versus Trinidad. I think as a young player, that can affect the player. A lot of people might not agree with me, but I think that can affect Omari Hutchinson people. You coming to play for Jamaica is like, as I said, it's like losing your virginity to a prostitute. Your first game in Jamaica, then put you upon one of the worst field you can play upon. You know what I mean? And then you get booed in the national stadium. I feel like those things has hampered his decision. Cataract, you're gonna have a lot to say on this one, but let me just finish this up. I also believe that it was a bargaining where they wanted to let England know, say, look, the man serious, he's in Jamaica playing right now. So if we don't talk, big league links, suck your mother, you hear my get. Yeah, I thought that experience was a bad experience for the player. And I think though his agent probably said, go and play for Jamaica, but don't get capped. He was supposed to go to Mexico. Then we heard that it was personal reasons. So there's a lot there. And since then, Omari Hutchinson's name has came up in squads where they had to remove it because of personal reasons. Again, seems like Omari Hutchinson tend to have a lot of personal reasons for when it's time to play for Jamaica. But then, to be fair to the player, sources has confirmed with me that coming out of the player's camp from his parent that they needed, big up yourself, Carlton, 18 months for the player. Give him 18 months so he can find a club and nail himself down. Jamaica fans cuss any baller, local, overseas. Agree with that, Travis Pessel. They don't care. I heard that his parents stated that they wanted 18 months before the player can play for Jamaica. That 18 months has passed. Hal Grimson has tried again to get the player in. They said they wanted him to get a club. No, he got a club. He was also called up for the England under 20. So I think Omari Hutchinson is still undecided. Cataract, what's your take on this Omari Hutchinson thing? Is he undecided or you think it's a done deal? Because I don't think it's a done deal.
Omari Hutchinson. That's a topic I wasn't going to come to. You know. I'm going to watch him on close, brother. I'm going to watch him on close.
I wasn't watching his clothes. I was watching his shoes.
Yeah, but that's a part of his that's part of his attire. Right? When I watch him on attire, when I watch him on Clarks, when I watch him on boats. On allow the youth, brother. If the youth are coming, I come. The tired eye. He might forget some little backbone though. You can't be a Jamaican. Yeah, me get some suck your mother because
you look like you fall asleep on the shoulder.
No, brother. Me just look at how Dunn's big deal it is. You understand? Come here read the FIFA article.
Yeah.
So and just realize that dunceness is, you know what I mean, a thing. But yeah, on the matter of the Omari Hutchinson, I believe now the ball is in the player's court. When he gets a call up, we'll see if he accepts it. You have to have a broad back to play for Jamaica. I didn't hear any boo. I didn't hear any booing in the stadium.
Oh well, I heard it from all the way in Scandinavia.
I was there. He got quite a few sucky mothers because he was losing the ball, right? But that's just regular Jamaica. That's just how it goes. Man under them juice. But it's much better than getting a monkey chant. I think. You just deal with it and come and score.
Yeah, that was true. Peter Mystic said also when interviewed, the journalist asked, that journalist pissed me off, asked him questions about Whisper instead of questions about him. That was also ludicrous. I thought that was a slap in the face. I think a lot of people were excited that Whisper was going to Chelsea, but why you want Omari Hutchinson to tell you about Whisper after two camps? Two games.
That's a journalist, and it's a stupid question. Some people don't have a sense. You and I had a discussion about that last night. I hope that's not the same journalist that we were talking about. But these things happen. If you want to play for Jamaica, come play for Jamaica, bro. Wes Morgan got booed.
But why haven't Omari Hutchinson? Well, he played for Jamaica yet, Cataract. Is it the thing where he said he wanted to get a club first? You believe that?
I believe that.
Okay.
But I also believe that no sensible young man could be looking at Saka and thinking, I'm going to unseat him anytime soon. Then, bro G, in comes the petition from St. Kitts, Cole Palmer. So, listen, I believe this England team is set for a while to coming up. Right? The men that are leaving out of the thing would be Harry Kane. And the two strikers are set. Ivan Toney and Ollie Watkins are going to battle for that position. There's no other space left in England. Everybody, Kieran Trippier.
Cataract, I want you to divulge.
Omari Hutchinson.
Cataract, add this to your breakdown, this comment. I don't want it to slip. I think this is a really good comment here from Mr. Revolution. He says, JT, his performance in the first half of the Premier League will be a major factor in whether or not he plays for Jamaica and England. Mr. Revolution, I'm on board with that comment. I'm on board with that comment as well.
Listen, you could have performed like Jesus Christ. You're not getting the game over Saka or Cole Palmer. They would have to fall off. Must see the Niagara Falls, not even a cliff, for you to get a game in front of them.
But England likes to have good players on the bench.
So where do you think Cole Palmer is?
I think Cole Palmer, the next coach comes in for England, Cole Palmer is starting, bro. I think Cole Palmer is starting.
Saka is not going on no bench.
No, I think he starts for Phil Foden. The next coach comes in, I think Cole Palmer starts over Phil Foden. Or he shares more time with Phil Foden. That's just my wild imagination.
So let me help you. Palmer starts on the bench currently. So I'm saying there's competition for places. So okay, on the bench should be Phil Foden. But remember, in that lineup of players on the wings, you have Jack Grealish, you have
Jack Grealish is not in the team.
yes, I'm saying in the lineup,
The
looking to
lineup.
come into the squad. They're on the outside, I looking, I watch on him TV, and I cost the team, and I say him should have did it. Jack Grealish, James Maddison. There's some serious players on that wing play for England. So I don't see you at Ipswich forcing your way into an England squad. I see Ipswich battling for their life.
And that I disagree with. I think Ipswich will surprise a lot of people because they have an X factor coach in McKennie. I think he's one of McKennie for me is one of the best coaches right now. Young coaches coming up. He has the experience. Though he was an assistant, his records show that 96 wins, almost 96 wins in each season. Almost 96 wins in each season.
You know, JTB, I call you out, you know, because sometimes you talk out of two sides of your mouth. Here you are going all bromance on McKenna about, assistant and assistant. But when it comes to Hal Grimson, you're quick to point out.
Yeah, Hal Grimsey is not a good coach. That's the difference. Hal Grimsey is not a good coach. Hal Grimsey is not a good coach. That's the difference, Katara.
You have to be neutral in journalism, bro.
All right, let me give you some.
I'm saying to you, whether you think Hal Grimsey is a good coach or not is a subjective matter, right? You have a right to say he's not a good coach if you don't believe that. Nobody have to force you to say that. But you diminish the man's accomplishments by saying that it's because he was an assistant. Now here you are waxing on lyrically.
No, but Hal Grimsey was an assistant at Manchester United under Jose Mourinho.
He was an assistant for Iceland, and you dismissed his achievement, saying, "Oh, it's because he was an assistant."
All right, look at Kieran McKennie's achievements here. Ipswich secured promotion to League One in his first full season and then achieve a remarkable feat by gaining promotion to the Premier League in the following season. With record-breaking tally, McKennie's Ipswich side accumulated a record-breaking 194 points over 2 seasons. Over 2 seasons. He was awarded the EFL Championship Manager of the season 2020 23-24. His overall record match by match varies slightly depending on McKennie's opponent, but he's considered to be one of the most talented coaches. I'm not the one making this up.
Yeah, you're just reading it.
Credible sources.
That's just an article, and I'm saying to you that
but that's his actual record: 194 points in 2 seasons, Katara.
I'm not arguing with that. I am saying to you, you're reading an article which is assessing McKennie, and no one, including myself, cannot.
No, that's not an article, Katara. That's my research that I've done a video on the coach a week ago because I'm excited about him and what he's doing there at Ipswich. I think he's playing exciting football.
Talk to you in December.
Well, I think there will be a mid-table team.
Talk to you in December. Mid-table. You must conk your head.
All right, let's see. I think they finish in front of a team like Brighton this season.
Ipswich, I am going on the record by saying the Tractor Boys are not going to be a mid-table team. You must think a mid-table are easy, somebody. You know who's fighting in mid-table? Teams like Crystal Palace, Brighton. They're the team they were war for mid-table. Remember one time Chelsea was in the mid-table, you know? Chelsea did a regular there, 11th and 10th and them something there. So just think what you're saying, blood. Right. Yeah. So I believe that they'll be struggling against relegation. And I honestly believe that Omari Hutchinson doesn't have a snowball's chance in hell in being an England international. Now I'm going to put a proviso in. I could be deadly wrong. And they could do Brentford, which is what I was hoping that Brentford did hold quick relegation and we get to hold on for Ivan Toney, but that never worked that way. So
Yeah, you were one of the people who thought that Brentford would have went right back down. It didn't happen, right?
but then I
So I'm kind of that bolsters my combative approach towards your comment here on Ipswich.
And I have been right on other teams because sometimes there is a team that comes up differently, right? There are players who step up their game to the Premier League, but McKennie has no track record at the highest level.
What are you talking about, Cataract? The coach was the assistant under Jose Mourinho, Solskjaer, under Ralph Rangnick.
Oh, he was the head coach.
Huh?
He was the head coach.
He's a head coach now.
Coaching. We're talking about head coaching.
Yeah, so, and he has been the head coach for 2 seasons, and he promoted his team in both seasons.
He has been the head coach in any Premier League team. He has no track record as a head coach in the Premier League. Just take that and make a move.
No, but I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that.
He has a track record as a head coach in the Premier League.
Well, he's gonna have that now. So there's nothing. You have no respect for his head coaching acumens at the Championship level and League One. Is it that easy? Is it that easy? You call for Darren Moore. You call for Darren Moore, Cataract. You call in for Darren Moore to coach Jamaica, who has promoted it. You call for Darren Moore, who has promoted his team.
Darren Moore has Darren Moore never coached in the Premier League.
No, but you calling for Darren Moore, who has coached Sheffield Wednesday up to the Championship and couldn't win a game and has lost his job, and you're disrespecting a coach who has promoted his team in consecutive seasons, racking up 194 points. I'm not buying that. I will go to war with you over this one.
Okay. So I am telling you now that he has never coached a game in the Premier League.
Well, I can agree, but he has been the assistant under some of the top Premier League head coaches.
Oh, here we go. You're just gonna keep talking, and we're not even gonna have a conversation. I am saying to you.
Yeah, we're having that conversation.
No, you're drinking too much wine because
I'm not drinking too much wine. I'm drinking white wine, which is 12%.
And I'm drinking Irish coffee.
And I bet that is how many percent?
I don't know how many percent it is.
You don't even know the percent. The percentages of the Richter scale. So
Irish single malt coffee. But let's get down.
So I can actually gauge my alcohol content right now. You don't even know how much alcohol in your system.
Let's get down to.
All right, but Cataract, I just think that there are certain head coaches with potential.
Let me say whatever, and I'm saying to you, McKennie has done exceptionally well, or done well, at the Championship and League One. No one can take that away from him. But the fact is, he's never coached a game. Anything. I say you'll have to look at what he does when he comes to the Premier League, because the Premier League is a different beast, right? Now, I'm telling you that you need to put some respect on Darren Moore's name, because Darren Moore coaching at the Premier League, right? So just go easy. Just go easy. Right? He got 11 points in his 6 games in charge in the Premier League. So it's not that he was losing. Unfortunately, Southampton won on the last day. Right? So just go on easy, man. And you come tell me, said the man with Sheffield Wednesday, I'm gonna go and tell you this now, right? Darren Moore and Kieran McKenna and Steven Schumacher were all nominated for the Premier League Manager of the Month in that wonderful season, right? When Darren Moore went on to get them promoted. So don't do that.
JT, move up with the show. Hold on,
And
Herbert.
I am telling you this. Darren Moore did not coach Sheffield Wednesday in the championship. Don't sound like rude boy or big
Yeah,
deal.
Darren Moore did coach Sheffield Wednesday in the championship, and I'm gonna debunk that because you've been talking that nonsense.
When he got promoted, he asked for an increase in salary and he wanted some players, and they let him go.
Okay, let me see.
Go ahead.
But continue with the Omari Hutchinson because we kind of.
No, but I'm saying to you, I don't believe that Omari Hutchinson will be an England international. I believe that the hall full, room full, there's no room in the manger, right? And the people who are outside the manger knocking on the door are better than Omari Hutchinson. And that would be James Maddison and Jack Grealish.
Okay, so people, yes, the statistics here is also on Wikipedia or different sources. Transfer market. Yes, Darren Moore coached Sheffield Wednesday in the championship from March 1 to June 19. Though the team, though the team was relegated the first season, so he did, bro. He did.
Okay.
He did.
I thought you
I'm
were
telling you, Cataract.
I thought you were talking about when he won promotion back to the championship. So I will clarify that, right? Good. So I get that. That because he got a short stint to save a team, but I didn't count that. But hey, so I'm man enough to say that I overlooked that. And I thought you were talking about when he won promotion back with Sheffield Wednesday, and that's why Sheffield Wednesday is languishing where they are, because they didn't stick with Darren Moore, right? And it was all about race, right? Because when Sheffield Wednesday tried to say that Darren Moore's demands were astronomical, they said that it was just an average salary for the championship, right?
So people, let me know your thoughts. Cataract stated his thoughts.
I don't think he'll make it. I think he's better off just coming. Think there. Remember, say you call my name in a big deal. Then.
Yeah, I think that Omari Hutchinson is gonna play this.
And I believe even if Omari Hutchinson comes, if players like we are able to attract players like McNeil, Mason Greenwood, Omari Hutchinson will find it hard to break in this side.
Well, I think the player is on the up and he has the pedigree. Big up everybody, DS Electronics. I think that he has the pedigree. And coming from Arsenal, he was one of the standout players. Played in 90% of the games last season for Ipswich. And for them to reel out the 20-something million to give to him, I believe they're serious about the play. And if he gets to hit the ground running this season, I can't see why England won't look at the player, especially if the coach see him as his type of player. I just think that if a player is good and a player is playing well, because Omari Hutchinson does have the quality, but we don't know what's going to happen there. I think Omari Hutchinson is going to play this one all the way to the end. Whether or not he comes and play for Jamaica, I think the head coach now for Jamaica is the one who has to take this one over the line and do something major to convince Omari Hutchinson.
So I'm answering the young cryptic. Darren Moore is the head coach at Port Vale. DS Electronics, big up the damn self.
Yeah.
Understand?
Yeah. So, people, we're moving along nicely. When we get to extra time, Cataract can dive into that and we will take some calls in the extra time. But we're moving along nicely, people. We'll head over to Mason Greenwood now. Mason Greenwood, as you know, Mason Greenwood, he's now at, what is it, at Marseille? He's at Marseille, just got the contract. All right. For me, I said it a year ago. Whether or not the only way Mason Greenwood gets back into this England setup is if he got back into Manchester United. I think Manchester United is the filter for Mason Greenwood. I think that's where people are leaning when it comes on to Mason Greenwood's career in England. No, I think the writing is on the wall. Mason Greenwood was spotted again in another Reggae Boyz jersey. He seemed to be feeling the Reggae Boyz jersey. But as of my sources, as of today, the player, Mason Greenwood, is all set and ready to play for Jamaica. As they stated that he wanted to get a contract, secure his club, and that's been done now. And now they should just get him into the Jamaica setup. There's also sources telling me that the new head coach has also hinted that he shall contact Mason Greenwood, or he has contacted Mason Greenwood by now. So the new head coach also know the importance, Cataract, of pulling a Mason Greenwood into this Jamaican setup. And you also stated that I think Mason Greenwood is a blockbuster movie when it comes on to Jamaica. He's one of those players that can get the fans back in the stadium. Trust me. If Mason Greenwood a play a stadium, you nobody now gonna say you hear say, me never know say Jamaica a player. You go hear say, Mason Greenwood up there now.
So
Trust me, he's gonna be one of those game changers for Jamaica. He's the X factor.
let me be professional because I've been relaxing on my Sunday juice. You know what I mean? let me get covered. Now we reach topic. I never said blockbuster. I'm telling you this. Game changer. If Mason Greenwood comes here in September, I am telling you, for the first time in 2 decades, man, I got jump over the fence, over the wall, over
Get
the
a
wall.
white line for this.
Yeah, over the wall. You remember the over the wall? Remember when you see when the camera there, you see man I climb over the wall? That you go see. If Mason Greenwood dons the Jamaican t-shirt. No, I want to say this to you, not even t-shirt. Mason Greenwood has been living in the Jamaican shirt. Right? Living in the Jamaican shirt.
Okay.
Chris Smith and I have been consistent with this. Right? Chris Smith, repeat what we had said. You had said it in the comment section. I had said it on screen. Mason Greenwood will be the new Walter Boy if he puts on that Jamaican shirt. Commercially, Adidas will be sold out. I believe that his shirt would sell like Messi shirt. The combination of Greenwood and Adidas, the Jamaican colors, that shirt would fly off the shelf. I think only Messi and Beckham would put those numbers. Believe you me and trust I and I will tell you. You understand? Worse if he becomes sing a cartel with him join. You understand? You know what I say? Or a Vado.
Yeah. And Katarak, I have to say, I have to give the JFF some credit. I have to give the JFF some credit. The JFF has been making the effort to make sure they secure Mason Greenwood. I can confirm that the JFF, for the first time, I can confirm that they have been making the effort to make sure they secure Mason Greenwood. Let me take this super chat here, though it's off topic. So Sean Sullivan, as you know, there's a new format with the show. We have the topics outlined, and so we stick to the topics. And we're now on the Mason Greenwood topic. But since you have a super chat and you're now up on the screen, I respect your super chat and thank you very much. He said, not even Bailey can make the Jamaica team. I will come back to that one in the extra time. Extra time is where we talk about anything where the fans want to talk about, and we'll take phone calls in that order. Also, Brain Jane, brother, me could have tell you the coach long time. You're a member of the channel, but we don't have no way to contact you. You're a man we just you're like a you're like a mystery person. Nobody know how to contact Brain Drain. So we can't even give you a hint as a member of the channel. So Brain Drain, there's a new head coach. We touch on that in extra time. Sorry to break your trajectory there, Ketara. Continue.
Yeah,
But listen, super chat. Those are the two super chats we got today.
I call them money pull up, you know. You have to respect him money pull up. If a man throw some money on his song,
Yeah.
pull up his song. All when he start playing next song, you have to pull up his song and put back the next song. So, me not a problem with that. You understand? I'm saying on a commercial level, I believe Mason Greenwood. Jesus, right? I think about it, make a sinus start run, bro. Goosebump. because I believe that legitimately, both for Mason Greenwood, because don't believe it's a one-way street, you know, right? I believe for Mason, it will help to put the goals, because every time you read an article about Mason, the last 3 paragraphs is about the abuse of the girl, right?
Yeah.
Or alleged abuse of the girl, of his no baby mother again. You understand? Because she a breed feed. Unless him get a jacket, because Jamaican man love get jacket. But I believe there'll be a new narrative. And I really wanted him to go to Lazio. I just wanted him to be way away from England. But Marseille will do, because that's Champions League football. No, I think we talk a lot and we don't talk about Mason Greenwood. Is not a prolific goal scorer as well. And I keep telling you, I really have an issue with our recruitment of the attacking players across the front line who are not prolific, right? However, he shoots with both feet. He has a good turn of pace, right? He's not the fastest winger, but he has a turn of pace. His pace over the first 5 yards is like a bullet starter. You understand? Like Shelley and Fraser. So he operates well in that final third, but I can't remember seeing much of him like sprinting from the half line and knocking the ball forward and outrunning. But in that final third, he can be devastating. I believe he has all the attributes. And again, a lot of what I'm going to do now on these programs when I talk, because I talk to Granty a lot, to get his view as a footballer. All in on the player. He says he has every single attribute to dominate CONCACAF and be an international player. Grant always says it takes a different kind of player to be an international player. And not everybody that we see in the Premier League or we see in the Championship, most of the players we see can't make that transition. They could probably maybe do it in Europe, but when you come to CONCACAF, it's a whole different level. One of the things he say, Taylor, is that you're playing against players who you have never seen or heard about. So when you're in England, you will know about the French league. You'd watch the Champions League, so you would see those players operating. So you know a little about it. When you come now, you never hear about man in Mexico. You understand? And they must say, "Rah, who them brother? Them can't play ball, right?" He always goes back to that Mexican game. I think all the other games he said was just was good, was like decent stuff, But the Mexican game was a tornado. Like he called it Normandy. Like you on the beach and there's just wave of attack. Funny enough, he has a lot of respect for Shamar Nicholson. So we have different views. He thinks Shamar is a baller, right? Oh. So we have different views. He thinks Speed is a good player that Jamaica moved away from too quickly, because he says you don't need flair players in the center of your midfield. What you need is players to keep the ball ticking over. That's the word he used, ticking over, right? So Greenwood, I think, would be, since Walter Boyd, the signing and the recruitment of the decade. Right? Marlon King came into this thing, but I don't think he got enough games. But Greenwood, man. Man U fans would buy the shirt, even though you hear some of them are cuss. Remember me tell you, I like if we put all the away shirt in the third kit in a one red, I bet you see some of them buy it. Taylor, if the JFF is smart, you can take it, because I know you got your buddies there. Tell them, so the next kit, the third kit, instead of that black something there, make a third kit be red with little green and gold in it somewhere. And I bet you Man U fan them buy that off the shelf.
Just because of Greenwood?
Just because of Greenwood. Remember, say Greenwood come up through the academy, dog. Is a different kind of player, like all them other.
So you want them to have red in the Jamaican jersey?
No, I'm saying the third kit. Remember, you have to have 3 kits in it. Home, away, and a third kit. Remember that.
Wow, you try and mash up all the Jamaican flag now for Greenwood.
Oh, you're not listening to what I'm saying. Your third kit is in a color in case your away kit clashes with the home kit of the other team. Then you wear your third kit. That's how I understand it. So my third kit in a red, bro.
Okay. So make your final takes on the Greenwood, and we head into extra time where the
Green,
show can.
I have you up for this. I said this on topic. I like I go around me like I'm not the co-host. So
Yeah,
there
but
are players who
yeah, but Cataract, you're gonna listen to me right now.
yeah,
We're gonna
please.
finish off the Greenwood thing, and we get into extra time where you guys can discuss anything the fans want to discuss, and we take some phone calls, bro.
Yes,
We're
yes.
not gonna add other players to the Greenwood section of the show, so people can follow along.
Greenwood. So if we can do a section with Greenwood,
Yeah.
and then I'm saying there are a couple other players who were the important decisions that they respect to Jamaica before we get to this. So I would love to hear people's comment on Greenwood because I'm saying Greenwood is a blockbuster and we need to get the phone lines jumping. We need to
Yeah,
get
and we
like
can even save those players for our show tomorrow.
no, they're not big enough for a show by themselves.
Oh, they say them players they not get them one show.
So they're not
So
getting a show.
extra time, Flavor Max are wait pan. Yeah, man. Extra time. That's how we get the call of them in and running. So people, that's my take on Greenwood. As I said, I was watching Manchester United. Sir Radcliffe came in, and I was gonna see if he was gonna be like a disruptor in the sense where he thinks, okay, the player is that good, we bring him back. But I think Manchester United is the heartbeat of England, basically. And if Manchester United says the player comes with too much baggage, I think England says the player comes with too much baggage. And Macy Greenwood
And
basically got the club nailed down. Marseille, I'll be watching Marseille this season because I want to just keep tabs on Mason Greenwood. And the new head coach, he is basically keen on bringing in Mason Greenwood as soon as possible as well. And the JFF, I'm going to use one of Topper and Jerome Waite's word. The JFF has been working assiduously to make sure they get Mason Greenwood in the Jamaican colors.
as Taylor assiduously would be sending a private jet and flying me into Jamaica and taking him in a limousine to Pica and getting it done. That's assiduously for me. But they've been working. So I'm going to give credit where credit is due. But I don't want this to be the kind of working like the Marvin Gray working will take 2 years. I don't want that. I want him here now. But before we jump on Taylor, because I don't want to just be a chat show, I just want to go through one of the scouting reports on Mason Greenwood. His strengths are dribbling and holding on to the ball. And if you recall, holding on to the ball in the final third has been a problem for Jamaica, right? Sometimes we tend to tick the ball over and cause a counter attack. And so I believe the dribbling is going to excite the crowd and get people standing on their feet in the stadium, but the holding on to the ball is important. His weaknesses are his defensive contribution. Jesus Christ, another winger that don't track back. That's what it means. And aerial duels. You get me? So Lambakis is gonna have a lot of work to do. But I believe that if we get a solid you see recruitment. So for me, if Mason Greenwood comes, our right back recruitment needs to look at a player like Max Aarons, as opposed to Kyle Walker Peters, who
goes up and down the park, overlap. You don't want an overlapping wing.
Overlapping fullback. Nah. Right? So that's where recruitment goes. But if it Greenwood his style of play, he loves to cut inside, he loves to dribble, he shoots well from distance with both feet. He plays the ball off the ground, plays the ball off the ground often, but that's a winger because you're going to cross the ball in. He is an indirect set piece threat, so he takes the free kicks and corners. He's a counter-attacking threat. He likes to play long balls. Lord of mercy, why didn't Tapper get this youth? And he doesn't tackle, right? That's the negative against him. So loves to dribble, holds on to the ball.
Luxury. I hear luxury player.
Yeah, but we need some luxury because we need the luxury of some goals and crosses.
Mhm.
I believe also, let me say this on my final take. I believe he will add another 2 years to Mikel Antonio's international career. He will
Yeah,
take Mikel Antonio to 2026.
I
Because
agree that Mikel Antonio starts scoring when he comes in.
yes, yes, because the double team will come off of Mikel Antonio, as well as he will get those crosses into the box, and he will get those through balls, and he will feed off of the when the keeper can't make the save. What you call the rebounds. He will eat off of those scraps. So I believe he takes Mikel Antonio up to age 36 and into the 2026 World Cup.
All right. So, people, that's Cataract Take there on Macy Greenwood, and we're now officially in extra time. And we will open the phone lines. We had a call coming in from Flavor Max himself. So, people, feel free to dive into any one of the topics on the screen there, or any questions you have there. Make sure you keep it in the context of the show. Though, we, as you see, what I love about the new structure, when you organize and you go in just in chronological order, we did an hour and a half and it just went by. Before we're ending up on stream for 4 or 5 hours going in circles. I love what just happened here. I felt like I can deal with this kind of thing where the show is more structured and we go in order. So let me take this call here from Flavor Max and see what kind of value Flavor Max has to add to the show. Thank you, everybody who's in the comment section. Big up yourself, TikTok, Nitro, Big Deal, and everybody. Flavor Max, what's your say? Extra time, boss? You're the first baller run out in an extra time.
Will he say, how long into the call will he say Leon Bailey or Phoenix?
Yeah, man, extra time because I want to talk about Wanley and Chippy Bailey. It's about that.
Yo, bro, yeah, do it, Flavor Max. Flavor Max, do it. Vibe part, this, you know? Yo, you know what Cataract said? Actually, you never hear him.
Pull up.
Cataract said, how long in a Flavor Max call you think before him say Chippy Bailey?
The first minute, like the first minute, like the goal going for the under 20.
Jesus Christ. Choppy line, Flavor Max. Cataract just call that one day. A sports prophecy him there and still say him pick up some of my prophecy. Go on ahead, Flavor Max.
Yeah, but it wasn't so difficult to know because what I want to say though, is it ironic that at a time when Jamaica fans and JFF is calling Leon Bailey unprofessional, etc., that he's wearing the captain's armband for a professional club
in the preseason,
so
right?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Pre-season, pro season, it doesn't matter. Post, it doesn't matter. They would have seen him fit in any capacity, even if you're wearing the captain's armband in your house, in your kitchen, in any capacity. Then somebody would have seen you fit.
They've seen your leadership skills. They would see your leadership skills.
Yes, on and off the field to give you the captain's armband in a huge professional. The operative word here is professional setup. So it leads me to ask the question: is it Leon Bailey? The fans are JFF.
And Cataract, pay attention to the question so you can answer these questions when Flavor Max finished making all his points. Go ahead, Flavor.
Yes, so is it JFF with being unprofessional and not setting or giving the players like Leon Bailey an environment to be able to act and perform accordingly? And also, is it the fans? I want the fans to look in themselves and see if they give Leon Bailey a hard time, or if they give him, they are a little bit too harsh on him at times.
Flavor, I don't think the fans are being harsh on Leon Bailey. I think they're going off what took place. You don't think so? So,
Yes,
so does the goal
watch you
that
play.
so does Leon Bailey wearing the armband today basically
Mhm.
erase all the blunders that took place at the national level?
No, I am not saying that. I'm not saying erase, but I've seen players. Case in point, I think Hutchinson is disrespecting the Jamaica people and
Really?
the national setup.
How
I think
so? How
so.
so? How
I think
so?
I think he's playing with us, and I hear you, JT, talking and finding excuse for this young man. If this
Me?
young man
Flavor
want to
Max,
play for
me?
Jamaica, wait, let me finish. Let me finish, JT. If this young man wants to play for Jamaica, he will play for Jamaica. I think he's holding out and he's weighing his option. I think he's toying and he's playing with Jamaica football and the Jamaica public. I don't think Jamaica should be begging anybody to play for Jamaica, Leon Bailey included. So why are we twerking for some people, but being so harsh on Leon Bailey? I don't listen. Let me tell you this. Jamaica football, and I'm saying this to you, Mr. Hutchinson, if you're listening, because I don't think he played 90 minutes good in Premier League yet, So I don't think he's in on any level for us to be begging him to play for Jamaica.
So what about the talent or the upside?
Excuses for him. I hear you talking about him play a few games and get boo, and him play on some pitch that was harsh. That gonna stop a player from represent the country. If you want to represent
Flavor
the
Max,
country.
Flavor Max, Flavor Max, you're smarter than that, bro. You smarter than that.
Smarter than
you know that there are variables that can cause it.
Don't come with that. Don't come with that. Don't come with that.
Flavor, the people might beat you in the comment right now. They might beat you right now, in the comment section. They might beat you,
JT, JT, let me tell you this. If you see my woman, listen, hold on. I'm gonna give you an answer. Like Leon Bailey. You see what's my family and my beautiful woman. If you see my woman, you realize I don't care about peasants. I don't care who want to beat me. Right? I don't care what commoner or peasants have to say.
Whoa.
So I am saying, back to what I was saying.
Damn, Flavor, they might call you brief cleaner. They must say Bailey brief cleaner.
That's okay. Let me tell you this. When I call you, I don't even look in the comment section.
Okay. Damn.
I am 62, 25. Go to the gym 5 days per week.
Oh God.
Okay.
Come bright up on yourself.
Of who you are speaking to. Let me give you an idea of who you are speaking to. So peasants in the comment section, don't move me. What I was saying, a Leon Bailey, right? And if you see him in the preseason, he look good, he score a goal, he look good, looking fit, and he's a captain. And I see UJT finding excuses for a young man who is waiting to see.
1 second, Cataract, type your questions in the private chat and I can ask him. While so he can
he's waiting. When I ask the questions when you finish.
He's waiting to see if England want him. I don't like that. If you want to play for Jamaica, brother. Don't wait until England don't want you.
Can I ask you one question, Flavor? May I reason?
Yes, man. Go ahead.
All right. You don't think that there's any variables as far as, let's say, you, Flavor Max, was a prodigy coming out of England. Your first game for Jamaica, test run, you pick up 6. The second game, them give you a feel where was terrible in Jamaica. Not you have to drop your standard. The second game, y'all get suck your mother at the stadium. You don't think, as a young player who's not even 20 years old at that point, you don't think there's anything there that can affect the player? And be honest.
Not to the point where I'm gonna answer you. Not to the point where it is the final decision maker. Yes, you will come and say, okay, that's what the environment is like. But as a professional footballer, you would have gone through things. You think it is easy to play there in England as a black man? It is worse over there in England as a black man than what he experienced when he came here, JT. As a European,
I don't agree. I don't agree. Because I'm taking into consideration the club that you're at.
You don't have to agree.
Okay.
But you don't have to agree, but tell you what.
All right.
as a professional, he would have known and know it's going to be worse. So if he can't undergo that, or he can, that's an experience for him so much so that he's weighing his option, then he shouldn't come and play for Jamaica because it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. Because anytime you not get no bad, have a good game, then people going to say worse things. The fans in England, you think what you think? The fans in England tell you worse things than that, JT. So I don't buy that. He's just holding out to see if England will give him a call. And as a man like me, JT, if I am not the first choice, I don't want to be no choice.
I mean, I understand it. I feel you, and I agree with you somewhat there, Flavor Max. I agree with you on the waiting out for England, but I think as a youngster, and I'm gonna call you out now, Flavor Max. I've heard you giving Dujan Whisper the benefit of the doubt based on his age for certain decisions.
Yes.
And they are of similar age.
Yes,
and I'm saying based on the experience he had in Jamaica, brother, your first game at Jamaica, to me, and then put him on that the field, me say that come like you lose your virginity to a prostitute. You like your first game at Jamaica, brother, you're the Rockstone a player. And
JT, I concur, you know. Yes, it will have some level of impact, but it's not going to impact him enough for him to make the final decision to be holding out. That's not what is causing him to hold out. He's just holding out because he wants to see if England come calling. If England come calling, he's not going to play for Jamaica. And I don't want Jamaica to be where, and that's why some people use the name that I am not going to use. The R name. I don't want Jamaica to be like that. If you don't get called up for England, then you're going to represent Jamaica. No, I don't want that.
You don't want him to be rejected by you don't want him to end up in a rejecting statement.
I don't want to use that. Because I don't want people to say I bashing and disrespecting people because I am serious.
No, there are some people agreeing with you now in a caller. There's some people coming around. Bala Shan said that is facts, caller. And some that's people there are kind of agreeing with you.
That's one person.
That's business, And I hold. And if anybody want to use the brain and interpret and understand and have a reason, okay. If you want to bash me, that's okay too.
No, man, I'm not do bashing. I have discussion. I have dialogue.
No, not you. Not you.
So I have a question for you, Flavor Max, from my panelists. Go ahead, Cataract.
So yes. I have two questions of Flavor Max. So Flavor Max talking part sense and part. He's talking part sense and part madness. So it's hard. It's hard. So I agree with him that Omari Hutchinson is holding out for England. That's obvious. So I agree with him. I, however, don't agree with him because if you're a real man, say, even though a girl are all out for your next man, if she decide to go home with you when the night done, me still going to take her in my car. Even though she did look for the next brother, but the brother no look for her. But what I want to ask him at 6'2", 250 something pounds, I want to ask him why he doesn't take up the security arrangements as the personal bodyguard for Leon Bailey, because you do a good job when you're on YouTube, so you need to do it live, right? That's a consideration. And the second one you pointed out, which is that it's hypocritical because you make excuses for Whisper because of his age, and they're of a similar age. So you got called out by thing before, but you should take up a bodyguard, the security work with those dimensions, right? But just remember, so there are bigger people. Because Cataract is 6 foot, and me are nearly 300 pounds.
All right, so Cataract is saying, why don't you, if you're one of the persons who are concerned about the security for Leon Bailey, why don't you
volunteer?
Why don't you volunteer since you're 6 feet something and take up the security for Leon Bailey? And also he's saying that you're not being fair because you have made excuses for Dujan Whisper in the past based on his age. And I did state that. And why you don't hold Omari Hutchinson to that same standard by saying he's still a kid then. And that's hence why you are speaking in such manner.
Good. The second question is a good question. The first question, I don't think I should waste one Sunday evening to answer that.
I mean, no ways a Sunday evening to answer that. We all volunteer, and Leon Bailey needs security.
People,
To help Jamaica.
there's the Dujan Whisper, things that I back Dujan Whisper for is a little bit personal. It's different. It's not really footballing reasons. So like some people would say, yo, why you get a girl pregnant? His decision making with party and buying vehicle, etc. You know, so I will back him and say,
And why? Okay,
we have to remember that.
Go on. Me nearly cut
That-
it.
that
Sorry. Go on. Sorry, Flavor.
Yeah, that he's young, and with a young man coming in with some level of money, he will need proper guidance. So we should take our time with him and don't beat him too bad. No, this is different. This is a football thing where it is clear. Yes, while he's a young man, he's also more experienced when it comes to football and footballing decision than a Dujan Whisper. And at this age and at this point in his career, being at Arsenal, being at Chelsea, etc., he is old enough and experienced enough to be able to make a footballing decision at this point. So, for example, brother, if you want to play for Jamaica, you can play for Jamaica. You will play for Jamaica. But the fact of the matter is, but we're twerking for him and we're pretending like we don't want to see what is happening here. He's holding out to see if England is going to come calling. I guarantee you.
But they're saying, the fans are saying that
JT.
Hutchinson is a better player for Dujan Whisper, yet you make all these excuses. I'm just reading from the comment section.
That's okay. But at no point in time I am comparing the players. I am not comparing the players. So if they want to compare the players, that's a different conversation for a different life. Because I don't have the time. I am talking about the player holding out on Jamaica and waiting for England to call him. I don't like that. And we should set the standard higher. We shouldn't just wait and accept anybody who wants to come and play for us. We should make it seem as if, yo, listen, you have to prove your worth and show that you're fully committed. And listen, and this is the reason why some people can come take the job and for 4 years and then run out a year and a half or 2 years. We need to be professional and make people know that this is a professional setup. You can't run in and run out. If you're going to play now, if you're not committed, no. When we win a certain amount of game and we realize that the World Cup dream is possible, you can't come in at the time then.
I agree with that. I agree with
that.
Hold on. I really want to
so with the new coach, I want the coach to come in and mobilize and get people on board. I don't want us to continue to chop and change.
Check your phone,
Get some names. Get some names of people who are committed. The only reason why they're not in the setup right now, then probably them papers not come true yet. But if your papers come true and you can't committed to come and play the first World Cup qualifier, whenever time that is, I don't think you should be a part of the setup. We should be serious because nobody now run in and run out half a season again. And that's what I'm saying, JT. We must stop work for this young man. If he want to come and play for us, he will come and play for us.
So why you say that? Why you say them at twerk for him when it comes on? Here's a question from Ketarak. Here's a question, a follow-up question from Ketarak.
I want to get the follow-up question and you can think. How I say it is important. So for the fact. So the person that comment. The person that comment. You twerk for Leon Bailey on a daily basis. So you have no standing to talk about the fans twerking for Omari Hutchinson. But I don't believe anybody is, because I believe in people are saying that Omari Hutchinson needs to make a decision one way or another. And I believe his decision hurt us in the Copa, because I believe we needed a player of his caliber to step in for the unbreak Leon Bailey, right? I also wanted to ask you, because you said Leon Bailey got the armband, so I want to talk about it because I want people to be disingenuous. Leon Bailey was probably one of the more senior players on the pitch in terms of first team starts in the preseason. The captain of the day was Matty Cash, not Leon Bailey. And whenever your captain gets substituted, the armband is passed to another senior player. But what you must say is Leon Bailey is obviously a part of the leadership group in Aston Villa. But he's not a captain or a vice captain in Aston Villa, right? But he's a part of the dressing room leadership group. And every club, it's a new thing where every club has that there. So I'm suggesting that what he's saying is flawed, somebody said, right? But you just defend Leon Bailey because it's your work and I'm not chicken your jerk and the Phoenix thing. But
all right, let him answer this no cataract. Him got it.
Let me answer this angle. Let me answer this angle. You see, I realize a trend, right? I realize that there's a hate chain. Whether or not Leon Bailey had made that comment, and I still don't think whatever comment he made deserving of how some people are talking. I just think people like Cataract use his comment as a scapegoat to bash the player. Now, I watch and see Cataract come on programs after program and demonstrate to get a man who playing with a walking stick to play for Jamaica. What's his name again?
Absolutely nonsense.
And
Absolute
then I lose all respect for Cataract. Speak well, articulate well, master of the English language. But his reasoning has proven to be skewed and being biased based on feelings and emotions. Now, whether it is a leadership group or he wearing the captain's armband in this season, it still demonstrates that a professional setup like Aston Villa see him fit to pick him out of the core leadership group to give him that captain's armband. The captain's armband at that level represents something. So Cataract, I am going to put it out there to Jamaica and the world. As a big man, you need to stop. You need to stop belittled Leon Bailey. Stop belittling Leon Bailey and his achievement. This young man has been good football and has been achieving
moderate this.
As a Jamaican coming from Jamaica to England, playing for Aston Villa, wearing the captain's armband for the pre-season. This is an example where other youths in Jamaica can look up and say, if Leon Bailey can live from the ghetto and go the heights of Aston Villa and wear captain's armband, I can do it too. Because a lot of us, when we look at Leon Bailey, we see ourselves because he's coming from the ground. So Cataract, and this Sunday evening, right, the 21st of July, 2024, it's time for you to stop belittling this young man and his achievement. And until you can stop do that, I will never take you serious when you talk about football. Because you have shown more than once that your analysis is always skewed and biased based on where your feelings or your emotion lies. Case in point again, you speak on the JFF based on how you speak on the JFF, you know, is based on how the election went the other day, you know. Cataract, you need to speak and stop being biased. And I cannot respect it. You are an educated man. You articulate well, you speak well. But your judgment and your analysis is always cloud based on bias. Gentlemen, have a good evening.
Yeah. Thank you, dear Favor Max. People, unmute the mic, Cataract. That was Favor Max. Your time, Cataract.
No, you mute me. I cannot believe you mute me.
No, but you talk over him and him a talk and him not go hear you. Me have to listen to the tone, and that's a problem. Now you have the time now.
No, I never want to hang up. Call him back. Remember, say you are MC enough, you know. You are MC enough on that Sunday.
Bro, don't try to play with me on the show. Me not even laugh with you right now. Me run the show. You want to do the shit in a coronation market and me not depend that with you. The man a talk and him can't hear you. And me have to have this on with the headphone and you a talk over this and him a talk. Why should I have to deal with that? So just move on and talk your point now, bro.
So
Just talk your point.
Flavor Max. I have respect for Leon Bailey. I enjoy a cordial relationship with the baller. Whenever I go to a match, him and I speak, him and I whatever. I enjoy a more than cordial relationship with um, Craig Butler. But I am not washing any man's boxer shorts for a living. Right? When somebody is wrong, they are wrong. When somebody does something that's indefensible, it's indefensible. Right? And you must be able to be man enough at 6'2", 250 pounds. I still short of 50 pounds per me, right? You must be able to call them to book to help them to develop. Now let me help and tell you again. You cannot mislead the public. When a captain is substituted, there's a leadership group and the thing is passed on to one of the senior players when he's there. So it's an achievement. But don't come and say about the man captain the side. Like him walk out with the side and shake hands and exchange flags and whatever. He was a captain for a period of the game. But you know elevate the something like the man of the Aston Villa captain. Let me tell you who a captain. Or who was a captain. Bobby Reid was the captain of Fulham. When the game start and Bobby Reid start, him have the armband. You understand what I say? Leon Moore was the captain of Reading. When the game started, Leon Moore have the thing. Him have to pass it on to somebody. Right? So yes, it's a nice achievement. It is. But don't make it into something that it's not. Because we have several captains. I never hear you talk when Bobby Reid walk out with Fulham. I never hear you wax on lyrically about how Bobby Reid wear the captain armband in the Premier League. Look here how senior Mikel Antonio is. Mikel Antonio now wear the armband for West Ham. Because they have their team captain that is voted. We have several players.
What are you saying, Keter? That Leon Bailey is not a real captain?
No, I'm not saying not a real captain. I'm saying
he's a part of the leadership group.
The leadership group. So don't elevate the thing to above what it is. And I'm saying to him that he's a hypocrite because he's never, ever commented about Bobby Reid wearing the captain's armband. Or Daniel Johnson when Daniel Johnson was at Preston North End. Never. Him come on here and talk about what a great achievement. And Daniel Johnson born in Jamaica. Grew up in Birmingham. He has never come on here and said Daniel Green is an example to all youth who have dreadlocks that you can captain a team in the Premier, in the Championship and make them rise to the occasion and so don't come here, sir, man. Don't come here, sir. Sit down over the wash pad out of the river. I ain't got the thing by the line and make sure them fit up good.
All right.
So take a next call. No reasoning like that until you come with a level and you're able to help the player to develop, learn from his mistakes, because all of us are human beings. God know me make mistake. Me make mistake around the sound. Me broke war. Me make cataract and school of can play back together. All sort of thing. I wish I would have done those things differently. But it takes a man to admit when he is wrong. That's what a man does. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. That's cataract there, people. We have a caller on the line. Go ahead, caller. Your time. Flavor Max just come heat up the thing and wait. Go on a road.
All right. Good evening. Greetings, audience. Greetings, cataract. So I was listening to the conversation with Flavor Max earlier, and I noticed a lot of things with us as Jamaicans. We tend to make it seem as if everything in Jamaica is the greatest on earth when it's actually not. Because right when it comes to comparing players and being sympathetic to players, there's never this fair balance approach when it comes to players born on the island and players born overseas. The man bring up Omari Hutchinson and he's criticizing the player. Nobody is saying we should sit and wait for Omari to make up his mind, right? But what I am saying is, when it comes to Whisper and when it comes to Bailey, he's going out his way to justify anything they did. And when it comes to Omari Hutchinson, it's like No, it's another reason why.
So, you know, I agree with Flavor Max and him say we can't twerk. Say people them a twerk for Omari Hutchinson.
The thing, you know, JT, is that at least be fair. Nobody is saying we should sit and wait for Omari Hutchinson to come play first. He's not even a first.
1 second, caller. People, please hit the like button on the video, people. Let's get the video up to 200 likes. We're in extra time right now on the show. It's been an amazing show, actually, today. We have done the early parts where we were very organized, and I think this is the format going forward, where we have the segment for the fans to call and give their take on whatever was discussed in the show. I think we just stumbled into the actual format of the show, where the fans them, cataract them, get to go at it. And I promise you, people, when we can afford the roadcaster, where the caller them can talk to cataract, I promise you, some people are saying for them show the number one show on YouTube. On a wait till JT show can talk to the caller them, can talk to the panel. A different badness around here. Yeah? So they just have a little patient with me right now, people. The thing that really connect where the caller them can't really hear the panelists, but we're gonna get it together. People, just hit the like button. Let's get the video up to 200 at least. I haven't got a video up to 200 likes yet. Let me check how much likes is on the video. Caller, I'm gonna give you your time. No worry, I'll give you back your time here. Me just make sure. People, let's get it out. We just be a 150. Come on, man. We do a 150 and a 250 a week upon the show. Come on, people. Couple more people. Just 30 people hit the like button or something. And let's get it up there. People, 30 we just hit the like button, man. Come in see the like button and move. Like I want go on. We don't want to cut the extra time short. Maybe we cut the extra time short. So we're gonna.
I'm never hit the like button. So.
Yeah, like the people them not like the video. So look like we have to cut the extra time short on the show. Because people don't want the like button. 250 people and we just have 150 like. Continue, caller.
Yeah, so I was leading up to the point where I'm at now. When it comes to Leon Bailey and being a captain, there's nobody above criticism. Yes, he can be the captain for Aston Villa because that's his career. That's the club. He gives it his all. He's gonna go 6 days a week or 365 days for the year and give his best to Aston Villa. But you see, when it comes to Jamaica's national team, Leon Bailey is toxic. And for Flavor Max to make it seem as if people are belittling Leon Bailey's career and his achievement is ridiculous. He's a hypocrite because he's accusing people of being biased when he himself is actually biased. Defending players are making up excuses for him, whereas when it comes to the players born overseas, he's open to criticize them in any way, shape, or form. He's a hypocrite. So when it comes to the national team, nobody is begging a player to come. Players come when they're ready. So this whole narrative is just flawed, man. And they always bring up topics to cling on to and say, "Oh well, the player wait on England and him no want."
Seem like everybody agree with you in that comment section, caller.
Yeah, sometimes them just lift up with the negativity. Like it's okay to have a conversation. How are you gonna say?
However, though, I also have to say though, Flavor Max, that's his opinion though. So we also have to respect that we all see the world through a different scope. You see me? So that's his opinion as well. I may agree with you. I may agree, and I agree with some of the things that Flavor Max said, and I agree, and I'm for opinions on the show, whether it comes on the side that doesn't suit me as well. So I respect both of you guys. Yeah, man. I got a super chat here from Sean Sullivan that says great caller. So a lot of people are really understanding and liking what you're saying.
Yeah. So I'm not saying people can't state their opinions, right? But when I hear a hypocrite speaking, I'm going to call him out. That's just how it is. So when it comes to the national team, the best players just show up when it's your time. All of this back and forth, I'm picking and choosing. It's just ridiculous. I don't see Leon Bailey becoming a captain for the Jamaica's national team because why? He's toxic and his handler.
No, yeah, I wouldn't want Bailey to. I can't respect Bailey being. I respect Bailey as a baller, but I cannot respect Leon Bailey being the captain of the Jamaica national team. It's just another thing to get Craig Butler to sink his teeth into the JFF and the Jamaica public and create more animosity. I wouldn't. I'm not up for that. If Leon Bailey was just representing himself and he had a different agent and it was just a regular guy, but with Craig Butler, you're almost giving the captain armband to Craig Butler as well. And I don't want to deal with that headache.
Yeah, basically. So with that being said, I'm not belittling Bailey's achievement. I'm not belittling anything that he has achieved over his years of career, right? But it's fair for me to say, yeah, him and his handler is toxic when it comes to the national team. We had a whole tournament that he didn't show.
Yeah, bro, you make some wicked point, and I will. I thank you very much for that call, my boss. And we're gonna take some more calls because the phone line are burn up. But you're the one, the people that agree with you 100% audience. A good, great call. All right.
Yeah, man.
All right, my boss. Ketra, let me take a few more calls. So just go and take two more sips out of
everything I co-sign up.
So take two more sip out of the grip. All right.
The best call me here for the longest one.
Right, let me take Travis special call here, and then
you need to drink
some liquor. More people in the line here too as well. May I first responder of GS in the line. Anybody no pick up? Go ahead, Travis special.
Thank you,
Me the day and a bossy.
Yeah, me there watch the show. Me tell you something, JT. You see YouTube space, brother. Okay, you have some people and some streams. They matter about people are they don't balance. And they only talk one side at all times. And when you're not aligned with them, they try to disrespect you. Yeah, worse. Anytime you're not aligned with them and you don't agree with them, everybody will give their opinion. And football matters. Everybody's opinion not going to be the same. Some names locally we then get from various YouTubers from 2020 since they come on YouTube. Anytime a man talk about an English born player, it's like a hug up. This is like nobody of it.
So you kind of agree with Flavor Max?
Of course. But one thing I don't agree with him, though, I'll be telling him that Leon Bailey should never play back with Jamaica again, respectfully. That's my opinion.
Yeah, and I disagree with that. And you see, how
right.
I agree with one part where you say, I may disagree with that. And that's how it should go.
Yeah, but tell you, some people there, some streamer, we can call them out. Actually, I max it. Stream, nothing from Jamaica, a good stream. Come on here.
JD, IMAX it. These are not the words of Sports Prophecy.
Yeah.
This is Travis. This is not the words. I don't want no war right now with no YouTuber. These are not the words of Sports Prophecy TV.
JT, I'm out of war with me and you go on with for YouTube. I mean, you're good like one. Because me and you balance.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Any side.
That's the difference. Some man only want to beat some youth. So they man and they know good and this and that and they come up with all type of different things. Say this and you see man when Boz have score a goal, it's for the Christmas. Time I mean, I call him out. Boz are not good and I see Antonio I play with Sam. Ask him have him on the bench in get no game and he not score no goal and no problem. Yeah. I'm sure they man them one side last year. And the one time when Boz are not get no game. Every time Christmas you talk about you they get 9, that a man eat them, this and that, and who get 9 or whatever.
They get
That's
9.
That's all they talk about.
They get 9 though.
It's simple say, the youth them not get caught, but I want to tell lie or not. That's how I'm say. So the youth them, they actually youth them to go play for under 20. And the clubs they don't release them.
Not true.
And some man I said no, you don't have passport. Because most of the people on YouTube, they go like they have facts. But England, you them, they know everything about them.
It's not true.
No, that's what they talk.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, JT, anytime they use them, the team play right. We see that the game will get 9. I watch all of the game. The youth of them, Welsh, they say my best player for the team. He will get 9 too.
Yeah, but what the people them are saying that within the whole performance, the
No, but JT, whether him look good or not, him still get 9 to contribute to the beat in the same way. I want to say that none of them pick themselves. It was a disastrous game, to be fair. Because that wasn't the team.
The people might say, but Travis, the people might say, but you're biased when it comes to Dunswell. What does Dunswell do? Big league, like I say, you're biased.
What does Dunswell have to do? All right, what Dunswell have to do with me? You talk about with FIFA and JFF.
Yeah, they might say always about Dunswell.
No, but listen up. When Vin Glenn was the technical director, why they never call me head? Did you know that JT, the TD, is not responsible for the senior team? The FIFA scale on that. You didn't know that?
But it's under 20 we're talking about.
So the TD, there's nothing to do with the senior team.
So tell it about the under 20.
And you teams them.
No, but the people might talk about the under 20. The under 20s has been failing.
Yes, yeah.
You think Dunswell is doing a good job, Travis, between me and you?
No, you do a good job when the team not winning. A result, you know, JT.
All right. So
when they call
people here, Travis telling it. So how am I
exactly
Travis saying he's not doing a good job?
All right, exactly. Because results count. But the point, what I'm saying, you talk about the JFF and FIFA. Mr. Jones is not paid by JFF. Mr. Jones is paid by FIFA. It's a FIFA position. So they talk about with FIFA, they talk about with B. Prove me Mr. Jones is not a friend. So that's all they try to do all the while. To get at me.
Yeah. Travis, may I give everybody 5 minutes, but you're on 5 minutes more. May I give you another minute, make you get 6 minutes.
Problem.
So close it out for 6 minutes. Clot it. No, man, you get a next minute. You get a next minute.
What that's a JT? Them man just minute, they just come. All right. You see all the criticism, me call him out. Kind of stop disrespect management, I call you fake singing from man. Every channel in do it. From management, run him off and stream.
What the signature fee?
I have a different management. I management come from the same place. But I care about that guy. That plain straight.
Go on, Travis, special badness out here.
Straight. Because the Christmas now. Christmas now, I'm going like everything for England. I agree. Only thing England have enough. England is a third country. And when we World Cup 66, they have a good league. They have more money than Jamaica. I just recently Jamaica trying to understand the business of football. We take time I get so the guys in the JPL again look much better than before. People are talking about schoolboy football. Schoolboy football JP is extracurricular activities in schools.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with the youth to play. Right. Most of the youth they will leave school and all of them go play professional football. They just play because they're at school.
Yeah. I really thought that Travis, me give you 6 minutes. Me and you will catch up. You hear me, boss? All right, thank you for
man, I remember that.
Keta, you have anything to say on summarize the next part?
I do.
Yeah, you have to get up to the camera in the show and make we see and talk to the people then.
I do.
All right, Keta, tilt your camera now. Yeah, there we go.
Is totally biased. Can't say anything about anybody will come from Westmoreland, right? I will defend all the foolishness, including criminal behavior from him friend them. Right? So that is that. But I want to say this. Yes, we have to ask questions about Mr. Wendell Dunswell. We have to ask Mr. Speed. Do you do performance evaluations annually for the technical director? And is Mr. Dunswell passing with flying colors? His performance evaluation. What are his performance indicators? I don't know. Because it seems like to fail to qualify, you hold the job. And anybody like the former Reggae Boy coach that reached the knockout status of your contract not renewed. So we need to know what are some of the KPIs. England has put out their criteria for the vacancy that they have and for the England manager, so people can assess. I think Jamaica should do the same thing with our technical director and our head coaches. Right? So Travis Paseo, no one is saying that any player that comes from England is the best. I was clear and I told you that in reasoning, I get more time to reason with Grant. He says that every player who play in England cannot play international football. Even if they look decent or even they look all right in the championship or the Premier League, they might not translate anywhere at all into international football. So no one is saying that. What we're saying is that when players don't perform, you have to talk the truth.
Yes.
The under 20 players, and I hope you get some time and extra time to do the preview of what's coming tomorrow. They're average at best. And some of them are below average. They were exposed in under 17, right? We turned a blind eye and we said, okay, a year later, let's see how they operate. Look at Brian Burkett. He got called out yesterday by Shamar as being the worst player on the pitch. I thought the Wizard was bad. I thought he was worse than Burkett, right?
So
no,
they have a call on the line in Cataract. So
so I'm gonna take 30 seconds more. So
30 seconds.
I can't agree with Peseo. I think you are a bootlicker for Westmoreland and Reno. You can't say nothing bad about anybody we come from this who are associated with those clubs or Manning's High School or anything like that. From you need to be balanced in your reasoning because that's how players and people develop. And everything in England is not the best.
Yes, Cataract. That's a good 30. Yo, Cataract, we're figuring this out. I like that. Go ahead first, Ispanda.
All right. Bless up all callers, Cataract. Odian made some good points. I respect his call. I mean, we respect everybody call still, but we can't make a point. Omari Hutchinson. I mean, people jump to conclusions about things what Omari to tell them. And that's look like a lot of people must be a fly on the brethren bedroom wall. So what me really want to say is let's take the under 20 current under 20 program right now. Let's say Omari Hutchinson had a cousin in England who was picked for the under 20 team. And then all of a sudden, in documents can't find and other people get in spot. Now, how would Omar feel and how confident would he be signing away his future to the JFF? I just put myself in a film shoes. Like there's every week, 2 or 3 times for the week, you can hear a miss up what the JFF do. Nothing to gender any confidence. John Wall get moved to somewhere else, and who is gonna take his place? Somebody who will view as being incompetent. Just watch. So looking on from a distance.
Where did you say John Wall is out?
Yeah.
It was reported.
John Wall is out from the.
Is that what was? What was the part the paper that came out in the Observer yesterday?
That's a good.
Just watch and see. John Wall is out from the
what did the Observer says yesterday? It says that JFF. I saw the headline said JFF says John Wall has more to offer. So who?
Yeah. They're gonna move him and put him somewhere else. I mean, I'm not there, but just keep your ears to the wall.
Anyway, that break the news said John Wall is out. Come send him article, you know. Some don't know.
Yeah. So you have to just keep your ears to the wall. It is alleged. It is alleged.
I haven't heard anything from the JFF. The last time I heard, he's still in.
Well, we will see about that. But as you can see, bit by bit, John Wall is being sidelined. Because back in the day when I go to school, they could people who want to get rid of you would have promoted to your level of incompetence, called the Peter Principle. But John Wall is being promoted to the level of incompetence. They are moving incompetency to put him below where incompetent at. And the JFF is in a better position right now because of proposals that John Wall sent to FIFA. So if they want to treat him bad and lose somebody who is integral for them,
that's why I don't think they're going to let John Wall go. That's why I don't think they're going to let John Wall go just like that. And I know other things that John Wall might not be doing certain things, but yes, when it comes to understanding, getting monies for programs and them things from FIFA,
exactly.
John Wall is your man. You see, even this whole academy and stuff are going to Jamaica. John Wall has a lot to do with Jamaica receiving that.
Yeah, but just like the was, but the was and the B were in the same class for make honey, you know.
But it was
and by the time they them get the lesson for make the comb, was feel like say him know everything, so him no matter go to school. So just to watch and see how the JFF are going to treat John Wall sooner or later and put somebody who can be the read and write in their position. So we just have to wait to see.
All right,
but
my boss.
The point I was calling basically in the 5 minutes was Omari Hutchinson. He must read everything what we know, you know. He must see everything that we know. The JFF not act right. And when the new coach come, how much of the old people who were there gonna be in the new team going forward? After you sign your life away to them, to the JFF. So the young boy have him he has all the rights to wait and see if the JFF can get them foolishness right.
Okay.
So thank you, J. Taylor. Yeah, man. Cool.
All right. Yeah, man. Thank you very much. That was first responder. Let me just take our next call, people. Because as you can see on the screen, the show ends at midnight. I have to work tomorrow. So it's 11:43. We have 17 more minutes on the show. So callers, just make sure you're concise and precise in your delivery. And we will be exactly on the 5 minutes. Or even less for the callers. Yeah, we're not stretching it over 3 hours tonight. Yeah, man, go ahead, Jason. Yeah, this is your time for your 5 minutes.
Max and the cataracts in a security suit.
Oh, Flavor Max?
Man, yeah, man, come like him fling him back in security suit, brother.
Wait, so where would you say? Wait, you can't be so a Flavor Max a security?
Yeah, man, a real security, brother. Man, sound like when I just come on his skin.
Yeah?
Please have got Molly and Bailey and the man come back in a security suit, brother.
What? Flavor Max gone back in a security suit.
Come like cataract, go look over my friends.
Yeah. Bro, you know, easy, you know, Jason. You know, easy at that. Flavor Max, that Jason, this man, when me and him are raising one night, we want whole night.
Yeah, I don't like how Flavor Max saw me general. The man come like in turn back security, brother. Man, gone back in and lane, my general.
Yeah. One thing we didn't know, Jason, when you call the show, you don't really take prisoner, bro.
Nah, man, anybody who come out certain way, man, we have to lick them, man.
Yeah, it's Flavor Max I say for me, I do so, Jason. Kind of good, me and Flavor Max reason for about 10 hours when night, brother.
Yeah, but Flavor Max gone back on the Leon Bailey thing. Serious. I don't like when I'm back this, brother. I'm free say, man, move away from this. You see me?
Say, he take back his security work.
Yeah, he take back his security work. Like he forgot what go on what year.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to give Leon Bailey. My first man want to give Leon Bailey, bro.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I say I first man to give Leon Bailey, man.
Jesus Christ. Yo, but you see that easy, you know, bro. So you say,
yeah,
I'm gonna go to war tonight.
Yeah, I'm running up, I'm on the walk here.
Yeah, man, thank you for the call. Jason, bless up yourself. Yeah, man. Anytime Jason them call, them man always build up vibes. Like, me the man deal with unseen now. Way out of them. Yeah, man. I said, Flavor Max, Jason, I say, look back at like and take back your work, brother. People, if now is the time to call in, Jason make it fast and snappy. We have 14 minutes left on the show. If you didn't get to call in yet, please take the opportunity to call in now, or we're going to just anything else to say, Cataract? In between here.
I'm hoping we would have some time. Lewis Baker looks like he might be going to Blackburn Rovers. They're trying to find some money, and that would be good for the player if he is to step up into that central midfield role for Jamaica. And I think he has made a decision that he wants to represent Jamaica, but they're having, unfortunately, his grandmother has now passed away, so they're having a bit of difficulty. That's the last thing I've heard in locating her Dulcinea that she came over to England with. So that would be interesting. The Blackburn are trying to make some financial space to be able to bring that player. It's still no news on Daniel Johnson moving. So I have those. But the eligibility rules, I really want you to, I hope we'd had more than 13 minutes so that I could have just done the dance on
yeah, man, we're gonna take some comments for like 5 minutes and then we come back to our closing arguments. All right.
I asked Big D Len to read Article 6 and 7 of the FIFA the FIFA Code of Conduct as it relates to let me tell you what exactly it's called. The commentary on the rules governing eligibility to play for representative teams. So what Fully Dunce, Big D Len, aka Squad Heart, did not realize is that Scotland, Ireland are considered part
of somebody sue call one security firm like that name their Jamaica, you know, Squad Hawk. I want bad name that for one of them bring struck there, you know. Squad Hawk.
Right? That they are considered to be part of Great Britain, and so the rules for changing nationality between those teams falls under a different article in the FIFA guidelines, right? So just learn, bro.
All right, let me take a few comments. TikTok say any show with Cataract. Okay, I'm not gonna take any.
Well, TikTok's an idiot because TikTok still doesn't understand that Anthony Grant played against Manchester United for Chelsea when they won the league. So, yeah.
What is the argument about Mr. Greenwood? Okay, you're late to the show, brother. We're not gonna do that. Yeah,
Travis Sayer asked a question, or he made a comment which says DJ needs a club. I am forced to agree.
I'm gonna do this segment now, and you're gonna get a closing argument. So we have
I was looking at comments.
Just give me 5 minutes. Let me call out some comments, and then you're gonna get another because we're going up to midnight, and you can get to close out there, and you can choose what you want to do with that time. Not allotted time, but I think we have done well. JT, the caller is 100% correct. Any caller with papers that refuse to come, I think you want to say come for the next 2 World Cup qualifiers should not join after. That's Tuffy Rudy saying that. A player gave him the captain armband. Cataract wish he had the power to block Leon, says Damian Nimhard. Conrad Smith says, hold on, man. I forget these comments here better. We'll get a glare here. Conrad says, I know Grant would have played better than a lot of our players in that tournament. Dandan says, them no rate Bailey, Bala Sean said, that's why for him, Bala, Anthony Grant no make it. Caribbean Rivers is talking about Flavor Max here. He says, Bailey boyfriend. Travis Spencer says, Flavor Max TV, agree with you 100%. Owen said, Leon is a former Jamaican player. Wow. Why are we arguing about his captaincy? We are talking about players who are currently playing for Jamaica or who will be joining us. Damn. Jamaica this year, not new to me, says Texican. Say he has not shown leadership for Jamaica, so shut up. Leon Security, one Flavor Max Badness, says Nikai James. Flavor Max get Bailey. Oh God, out of your effing mouth, says Trey Moon. Damn. Am I deal with Flavor Max? Say Flavor, who is as biased as you are? You talk about Phoenix morning, noon, and night. Sean Sutherland say Bailey is a loser from the ghetto that get little money. Damn. Let's see who will be the captain in when the league starts. JFF need for sure leadership first. Favor Max take that round, says brilliant concept. Texican say clean clothes madman. Squad just a laugh. TikTok say Flavor Max, I bet you Bailey is not partying and drinking and breaking curfew before Aston Villa games. He can't captain Jamaica Flavor Max. Ban of, well, I don't know what he's saying. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Leon Bailey show now, says Damian McGregor. JT, yeah, it says JT, you mute because, okay, I don't know. How you don't talk about Butler and his sons wanted to play for England, says Conrad. Miss Marcus Garvey says, yeah, we can give me some vibes. I need some vibes while I'm reading the comments.
So you're picking and choosing the comments.
I'm not picking and choosing. It's like I've saw some of the comments. If people say some outrageous stuff, I'm not pulling that up. I'm talking about this, and you know what I talk, certain words we
no, I'm saying we jump over Travis Pesero again.
No, we don't reach back on this.
No, he was informing us that Leon Moore is now at Northampton Town.
How do you don't talk about that? I'm not talking about that right now. Cataract stop the Cataract. Wow, we can't even read out that. Leon was starting captains against Spartak the other day. JT, look how the man them in the chat that disrespect Flavor Max for his opinion, says Travis. Young Crippy said, bro, the second game of the preseason that he started and scored, he captained the game. Not a big fan of Leon, but facts is facts. Bala Shan said, Bobby Reed not ready either. Because James said, West Morgan, Jamaica 0. You wrong for some of them. Look, Leon, where and left. Them have it nice, said Marcus Garvey. Leon Bailey captain Villa in second friendly, where he scored. Daniel has Leon Bailey's profile. Bailey captain Spartak. Let's see what's that spammer. Winston Williams, Cataract. You delight in highlighting negatives. Him love waste talk like Muma Lashi. Nikolai James says West Morgan. Billy, Cataract, you exaggerate often too like Flavor Max. Anthony Grant. JT, keep Cataract on the show. He's very knowledgeable from a long time about football, says this electronics is here, as you can see, while Leicester City no come to Jamaica and get one single player if we have so many of them. Yeah, people, the comments them, it's a lot, man. JT, Captain Butler, one Flavor Max, unseen, come and fight a little small war with, light a little fire, but it now spark. That's so personal and crazy, JT. Why you think like that? JT, that's madness, says unseen. Anyone have an opinion? TikTok them here. God, it's too much comments, guys. It's too much. Man, I forgot just go weird down here. So big up and just big up everybody. And before me give Cataract the final say, Cataract, it's perfect timing. Cataract have the last 5 minutes of the show. Thank you everybody for joining. Cataract will have the last 5 minutes of the show. Clive Smith them, everybody will pass to Marcus Garvey them. Or let me just give Cataract his final 5 minutes of the show. Cataract, go ahead.
I don't really need 5 minutes. I'd love the interaction with you. I think that we are in an under 20 qualifying tournament, so I think the last 5 minutes should go to that. What do you think Jamaica should do differently tomorrow?
I don't think they can do anything differently.
Well, I don't think they can do anything differently. I think they probably can change the jersey.
Exactly.
Maybe.
That's about it. Yeah, me never bother talk about them, you know. Me just want to hurry up and come back home.
But we have to with due respect, right?
Yeah.
So I really think they should have been in the topic. That was an oversight, even for me. So we're reason before I say wow. So we didn't just overlook them. So like they didn't even play and they didn't even try. But the team is there, so they deserve our support. I'm a fan of Alexander Bicknell. I like how he gives all his heart in the center of the midfield. Maybe not the most talented footballer. But I think it's going to be rough tomorrow. But I really hope that they find some formula that they're able to get a positive result and stay in the competition and make it competitive. So I'm hoping for them to win find a way to win tomorrow so that the rest of the games mean something. I think that's important. So I wish the young men all well. But it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. You hear the song just starting all over again. It's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. But I really despise the quota system, and I hope those responsible for this stand up as a man and take responsibility for what you have done, including Travis Paseo, because you were fully on board with this crap.
And
right?
People, drop in the comment section if you have any topics that you want us to do a show on. The technical director, Eagle Republic, I think we should really zoom in on Mr. Dunswell. He should get a topic on the show. And that's one. So anybody, anything that you think we're missing on the show, that you think that's important to the progress of Jamaican football, let us know in the comment section. Continue.
Yeah, please do that. Please do that, because this is all about interactivity. And as we say, as a thing step up, some people have to go plant yam or get a greenhouse or something. You know, as we get more professional and get more in time, cataract gets more calmer upon the corner. Because sometimes you know something can just be a loose cannon. But look here, Jamaican football is something that we all love. We all want to see better for our teams, and yeah. So, people, if you have played a match for a national team, what they call an MA, a member association, after the age of 21, you are not eligible to play for another country or to switch allegiance. You are not. Some of those switching of allegiance that you see, it's specifically in the guidelines, the countries that can do that, because they are considered part of the state. You know, so Great Britain is the country, and England, Scotland, Wales, Ireland, they are part of Great Britain, even though they play separately, right? So that's like
different scenario there, right?
Right, different scenario, and it's a specific rule for the England.
I'm glad you pointed that out, Ketak. I never, because that's the United Kingdom, you know, people. That's a whole nother scenario there.
It's a whole different rule for them. It is a different rule for France and for Holland. The Dutch national team, as it relates to Curacao and those Dutch overseas territories, you know, unfortunately. So people should read the thing, and I think we should need to do a program about it where we go through and everybody's be clear. But Emile, look, I encourage Emile Smith-Rowe to maybe fight for it. You know what I mean? Maybe he can be a game changer. It's called the Emile Smith-Rowe rule. You know, the 10-minute rule. I think that what should be there is, if you play a full game, a full 90 minutes, I don't think you can give players 2 minutes and 8 minutes. And that's their life.
And cap. I don't think that's fair either.
Right? No.
We're on our mark. So anything last words?
The last words is just the best wishes to my team tomorrow. But hopefully we might come back. But
we come back. We probably do a preview in the evening if you're up for it.
You know,
and that's about it. But we're not staying up in night. I don't know what along on this side.
No, God spare life, you know, because we don't have no guarantee to wake up tomorrow morning. So if I don't wake up, I want people to know I wish my team all the best. I don't wish the youth them no bad mind. I wish the youth them.
Yeah, man, Nitro, I will try my best.
You see me? I say big up the whole team Cataract. I'm gonna start big up them man there again in the car. When we did have the team Cataract by the place, was nice. Big up the whole team Cataract. Big up Sports Prophecy. You know we are the leading channel, and this is where you find Cataract. We stop running around the place and then sitting there just, you know, like me jump from sound to sound. So
probably an attorney. Okay, you said Cataract have access to, but we don't know any football attorney. Oh, does it have to be a football attorney? Does it have to be just a regular attorney? Nitro. I don't know. Cataract them have them attorney links, you know. Maybe someone can just explain it to us for a little bit. But
remember, my attorney wear white nails, for a bit expensive, brother.
Yeah, might be like, can the player switch? Listen, Eagle Republic, me and you a reason. We're gonna do it. You see, I'm love how because me never today. the show actually turned out correct, bro. We did 2 hours and 42 minutes, and that's a good balance. And we end at midnight, can get 6 hours sleep and get ready for work tomorrow. Guys, may I tell you, when we get the roadcaster on the show, where the panel can interact with the callers, we're going to take the show to our next level again. Right now,
somebody can jump in and get the dog the roadcaster.
So, yeah, man. Anybody in the comment section, we have links. We can get a roadcaster, even second hand or something. And we come up with the rest.
No, we don't wear puppy now. We don't wear puppy now. Man, just get a brand
no,
new
it's 500 odd US for it. It's expensive, bro.
Yeah, so, but them have some man who got dance and spend that, you know. And then come for YouTube and no one thing.
People them stay already. Right. But we are going to figure it out, man. Because we believe in a slow growth, you know. We not run out in the road like everybody and go crash and burn. Because slowly but surely, we're going to get there. I know who run out first win the race all the while, you know. You see me?
Sprinters stay,
who have the endurance. So we sometimes just make them run out and we just give them the Usain Bolt treatment. You know?
Natalia Bull!
And we have Cataract. Are you gonna be on the show for the Olympics? Because we wanna do.
I don't know about it. I just be a fool in this talk, but we can do this. So right now, you know, the world has turned upside down, and we are there extra time. What the guy named Joe Biden look like a Jamaican, a try for the White House.
Yeah,
Joe
man.
Biden,
Kamala Harris. Joe
Harris
Biden has
stepped down. So we remember say we talk everything international enough. So maybe tomorrow we can talk about that along with the Reggae Boyz. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we want to get a female panelist Cataract for the Olympics. I know I talked to someone, so she should be on with us. Because it's a race, you know, it's just a race. It's not, you don't have to get into the ergonomics of the autonomy.
But then somebody going to start to listen to the man lifting me high enough and
we don't have to get into that because I'm not gonna. It's more about all you need to know about Cataract is the times that they've been running, the best times for the year, and those things you can just have on your computer because the race is not one race after one another. For the day, they'll have specific races. So we can dive into that. But
no,
everybody,
I wish you well. I wish your team well. The 100 meters men, we're back again with this rivalry with Jamaica versus USA.
Yeah. And Marlon, we need a number for you, bro. We need a number for you because people, our next team on the show is we want to have a set group of panelists and we want to get organized. Like people like Marlon Nelson them. That's why I didn't drop the link in the comment section. We are gonna get more organized. Like me tell you, so me graduate, me move out of the thing on the show them where we just fling out the link and you know just if people now set up themselves and come on the camera, come talk, and sit down and work for my graphics, do my research, do my show and topics. I don't want to do the loose thing anymore. More organize up the time, have people. So we need a number for your Marlon Nelson. And from now on, anybody coming on this show, it's if you don't have a camera, let's not even bother do it. Let's just do the phone call. That's what the phone call is there for. When we hit extra time, anybody who don't want to show their face, just call in and we do it that way because we respect the callers as well. But we found out tonight was a good format. The callers get to call in extra time and say what's been burning. But wait till you Cataract and book up on the roadcast. I want different badness. People, big up yourself. Until next time.